Hey, this is Russ Payne with Roleplaying Bubble Grade here. We're playing a Patreon game of Delta Green. This is Operation Red Willow. We'll get into the briefing in a little bit, but we have 4 players with us tonight. And I'll start on the list of things on my left to right. First off, we have Justin. Please introduce your character.
Hi, I'm Justin Bankert. My character, his name is Stephen Wallace. He's a scientist and he works at NASA, specifically the Space Telescope Science Institute. I liked to put him there because my idea for this is that Delta Green puts all their scientists in this sort of Space Telescope Science Institute because it's NASA, so it's the government, to kind of work, together, and they just do like a rotation. And it just happens that my guy's time is up. It's his turn to go on the mission.
Time to go over the jump up from the trench.
Yep.
All right, next up we have Kyle.
Hi, I am Kyle Carty, and today I am going to be playing Bo Pfeiffer. I am a lawyer operating out of Lynchburg, and for this game, are any of us friendlies, or are we all like fully fledged agents?
You're all agents, as far as you know.
Okay, then I guess my job within Delta Green is to sort of like shop talk and cop talk our way through all of the incredulous things we're going to get into.
What? All right. Well, yes. Let's see here. Next up, we have Scott.
This is Scott Henderson. I'm playing Victor Cornwell, who is with the FBI. He's an interrogator. I definitely seen some shit, and I figure after my life has been ruined, why stop now?
All right. Starting a life pre-ruined. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a bold strategy.
Hey, I'm only on my 3rd wife, okay?
All right. Yeah, we're not going to go into bonds, but if you project your sand loss, please give me a name at least, and sort of describe how your relationship worsens because you're projecting your insanity, loss onto them. But finally, we have Travis, who is playing
Erwin Prestwood, who is living in the woods of Centerville, Michigan, after leaving the Special Forces and becoming a reclusive kind of gun nut when he's not on call.
All right. Well, he is on call. You're all on call. Then you've been told this is going to be taking place in 2015, outside of hurricane season. And you're going to Galveston, Texas, to fly en route for a briefing at a private airfield before you will be then taken to an unmarked oil rig, one that has been decommissioned. It is mark 352, and let's see here. Let's see here if I can find the map that I was using. Yeah, so your briefing is very cryptic. Let's see here. All you know right now is that NuSeed, a biotech firm with several Department of Defense contracts, asked for discreet aid with an urgent matter at the primary research facility. This facility is in a converted oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico. A helicopter will take you to the facility tonight. Before you get there, you get to the airfield of Galveston, Texas, where you ushered into a private conference room that you can tell has been securely secured from external communications. It's a secure comms facility. A tired woman looks at you. She says her name is Agent Carpenter. She will be your handler for this mission. She gives you each a satellite phone. She says this should work anywhere in the Gulf of Mexico. It'll contact me directly. It is waterproof. It also has an emergency transponder on it. So use that. Do not use other safety equipment. Do not call for external aid. If you need assistance, evac, or anything like that, call me first. Here we go. Here is the map of the facility, which is a NuSeed is a subsidiary of a company. Well, you don't bother researching the owners. This is in the interest of the country that this research is conducted, but apparently they're having some sort of problem. My understanding is that a ship, the Oran, which is a research ship, which is docked there at the oil rig at the main boat dock, has stopped responding to the outside world. A team of personnel was sent in to check on the research boat, and they have not come out. In the last 24 hours, though, there have been several radio communications. They are of an indeterminate nature. They have sent a robot in to examine it. The research boat. Right now, it seems the robot wasn't able to get in through a locked bulkhead, and then they asked for help. They believe that you are a DoD team, that you do not have Delta Green clearance. It is very important you do not mention Delta Green or anything about the program. Your job is to secure the ship, determine the status of 6 primary researchers on board the ship, and determine if the research is an immediate threat to the greater environment, and is able and about to escape containment. If there is an immediate threat that must about to escape containment, then you are to contact me with further instructions. Otherwise, once you conduct your assessment, determine the status of the personnel, whatever else you can find out, then you can call for an evac out. The head researcher right now, or the head manager of the rig, is a man named Ivan Petrovich. He is actually an American citizen, but he works for NuSeed. He, again, just thinks you are all DoD personnel with no knowledge of anything unusual. So he may have knowledge of Delta Green itself and will be less friendly if he learns of your true status. Does everyone understand everything so far?
Yes.
Why did NuSeed call the DoD to investigate?
NuSeed is apparently this is in connection. This is in connection to a research project through a DoD contractor. This is more about politics in the Department of Defense, and that I am not at liberty to go into. But we were able to interject ourselves to conduct a covert audit of this program. That is how we are positioning ourselves to determine if it is following its own guidelines. So all you need to do, we just need an honest assessment of it. If it's dangerous, that's one thing. If it's an immediate threat or immediate threat of breaching, of escaping, of getting off the ship or the rig, then you need to make sure prevent that. Obviously, we do not have. All I can tell you is that this is a biotech firm. Their actual project, which is also codenamed Oran, is of classified nature. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Something about genetics. So yeah, you're going in blind, and it is unfortunate, but you are here because you know what the stakes are. You will all be given sidearms if you do not bring firearms with you. There will also be hazmat, biohazard suits for all of you. There's other equipment on site. Do you have any requests for specialized equipment?
Can we get like standard stuff like Geiger counters and things to test atmosphere, like make sure the air is clean and stuff before we like open hatches and things?
Yes. Yeah, you'll have standard equipment. Obviously, you're dealing with a ship. If it's sealed bulkhead, it's hard to get a sensor through. Yeah.
And I assume we're all trained in all that, so it's not like.
Also, yeah, everyone is basic. You don't need to make a skill check to put on hazmat gear safely and effectively, as long as you're not being rushed. Or if you don't try and put it on in the middle of a firefight or something, then you'll probably have to make some kind of skill test. But I mean, what are you talking about? This is gonna be fine. Yeah, it's fine. So, yeah.
The 6 researchers, do we have names for them?
Ivan Petrovich will. We just know that there were 6 researchers on board. The team that was sent to investigate them, they were secondary personnel. If you can find out what happened to them, fine. But the 6 are your key goal. Yeah.
If we can't find them alive, should we just confirm their status is dead, or?
You find out exactly what happened to them.
Okay.
That is very important. Again, each of you have a satellite phone, so you can all assess this. Or contact me whenever you need to. I will be on stand. Someone will be on standby until this operation is over, ready to communicate with you whenever you need it. So,
Okay, and so the ship and the project is called Orin.
Orin, ORRRIN. It was actually a distant ancestor of humanity. If you look it up, here I'll Google it.
No foreshadowing there.
I'm probably mispronouncing it.
That caused the apocalypse. That's why we chose it for a research project.
What? Anyway, it's totally fine.
Research.
Yeah, it's totally fine. And fair, I was tempted to call it Philanthropist, but I figured at least one of you would have played Metal Gear 5 and would be like, so.
You just call it Metal Gear.
A weapon to surpass Metal Gear, obviously. Anyway, so all of you climb on board the cargo helicopter to fly out to the oil rig. I'll just ask, what is each of your cover stories to your family or loved ones or friends? Justin, what is your cover story? What did you tell them you're doing?
Well, my colleagues at the Space Telescope Science Institute know what's up because it's my turn on the rotation.
Right.
My family, I'm going to a conference. So,
all right. Conference, you can't call me at.
Yeah, no, it's well, no, I mean, like, because it's a NASA facility, I'll just tell them, part of my cover story is that I have a security clearance, and sometimes I go work on, military tech, like satellites and things. So
okay.
I gotta go where I can't be called.
All right, fair enough. Kyle, I'm sorry. Let's see. I'll try to start calling you by your character names. Mr. Pfeiffer. What are you calling? What are you telling your family and loved ones?
So Bo's firm and family believe that Bo is sniffing out a lead for a potential OSHA lawsuit on an oil derrick.
Okay, closer to, well, in a sense, closer to the truth. Anyways, let's see here. Next up, we have Scott. What are you telling? What is Roger Cornwell's loved ones? What are you telling them? What's your cover story?
I'll say that I'll get brought in from jobs to jobs from time to time, and I'll be telling Sally that I'm going on a cruise.
A cruise. Okay. Yeah. Why can't she go?
It's a reunion for some of my other coworkers.
But I'd love to meet your coworkers.
Yeah. Remember how we talked about how there's code words and there's regular words.
Okay. All right. You're really good at lying to people. So, yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah, it's what you do. And you can't call anybody it's in the middle of the ocean. They can't do that. All right, fine. Travis. What does
I am telling my buddies around town that I'm going on another PMC contract in the Mideast, so I won't be contactable with them. For that reason, I'm telling my contacts for the PMC that I work for part-time that I am going into the Yukon to go hunting.
All right. Well, when you don't have people you give a shit about that much, split town. All right.
I'm having to sleep over at your house.
Yep. Fair enough. All right. So the flight takes a couple hours. Well, not a couple hours. I mean, I haven't. To be fair, I have not done a lot of research on oil rigs in the Gulf of Mexico. I just wanted a cool location. I'm sorry, but it is you fly in at night. You land on the helideck. There is a older man waiting for you. He has a jumpsuit, helmet on.
Actually, before we get there, I would like to ask my fellow agents. So I haven't really had the pleasure of working with any of you, but are any of you, how do I put this politely, good at talking to people? Because so often I get sort of lumped with people that aren't. Can any of you string a sentence together?
Which is the skill for talking to people?
Usually persuasion. Persuade is the it's also used for lying to people, but yeah, persuade and humant. So no.
What is your character name?
It
Mr.
is
Pfeiffer. Mr. Pfeiffer.
Please call me Bo. We're friends.
Bo. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. My name is Victor. I've been really enjoying watching Better Call Saul recently. And I also, I've been working on the other side of the table. I have a background in interrogation. So I'm very good at talking and getting information from people.
Now, when you say interrogation, do you mean torture? Because I'm not sure we want to torture Mr. Petrovich right away. The hesitation is kind of worrying me.
You have your tool chest of things. Like sometimes you need a screwdriver, and sometimes you need like a hacksaw.
I will make sure.
All right.
Sometimes you have a Phillips, sometimes you have a flathead.
I'll take lead then. How's that? I'll talk first, unless
I'm okay with that.
Mr. Irwin, you have some social skills that I'm not aware of.
I'm not much of a talker.
Right then, I'll take point again. No problem here.
All right.
I let my gun do the talking.
Well, I am almost certain with how well these jobs usually go for me that we will need that gun to talk a lot.
All right. So
I laugh because I'm scared.
Ivan, Mr. Petrovich is there to meet you. It sounds like Bo Pfeiffer is taking the lead in greeting them. So he sort of you shake hands briefly. He says he leads you to an interior meeting room, which is just is a break room essentially. You don't. I mean, the lights are on the rig, but it looks like you don't see many people. You see a handful of people dashing about. Looks like it's run by a skeleton crew. You do see the ship. It is a large ship. It's not super tanker sized, but it is definitely looks like some sort of repurposed industrial ship.
Okay.
So and it has some lights on, so at least the engine is still working, presumably. Anyways, so Ivan sets down. What's your human at?
My human is at 40. That's like insight, right?
Yeah, you need to roll. I'll roll the dice.
Okay.
Let's see here. So yeah, 40. Okay. By talking to him, you don't get. He's very stern and down to business.
Can the rest of us make human rolls while we're watching the talk?
You can. Yours is 80, right? This is Cornwall.
No, this is Stephen Wallace.
Wallace, what's your human then?
It's 30. It's not great, but I could try.
Okay, yeah, stern business face. Cornwall
is 80.
Yeah, I know he was really good at that. Yeah, no, he is putting on a strong face, but he is extremely scared, and desperately trying to hide it from you. And actually, so does Irwin, because Irwin makes the base. No, actually, no. Human is. Let's see. His is base, so he fails too. You rolled an 18, which is like, oh, that might have succeeded. No, it didn't succeed. So, anyways, he talks to Pfeiffer, and says, "I know you have been briefed by your superiors. We need you to assess, to go on the ship, and assess the current conditions according to our sensor readings and from our remote. We still have access to all of the systems. They're tied in. They've hooked up to our control center, so we can do atmosphere readings. That there are some anomalous readings, but they're all within acceptable parameters. The cameras have mostly been broken, or objects have been placed over them, so we can't see in there, and we just want you to go in there and see who's left, and see if and secure the research. And
is there any footage we can review beforehand, before the cameras broke?
Yeah, you can. There's nothing really on there. It's just there's no smoking gun, I guess you would say. There's no big event. There's nothing's on fire. People just walked in a hallway and took a hammer to the cameras. And we can't even see who it is clearly. But yeah, maybe if you want to, but you need to go in there soon. So if one of you wants to stay behind to do that, I suppose that would be okay. But you need to get in there. The sooner the better, because we need to secure that research. It's very valuable. It's very
a lot of money. Nature of the research, does it have military or potential?
Yes, it does have military potential. It was my understanding you were already briefed on this. Are you trying to see if I know my own business? I mean,
There's nothing wrong with being thorough, Mr. Petrovich.
I'm concerned with who might have targeted this installation to steal your research.
All right, who's that?
That's me. That's Irwin. I was thinking military science.
No, you're persuading. He thought you already knew what this was, so he was calling you out on that. So that would be persuade.
Yeah, base.
Yep.
No.
That's a failure too. That was 96. He's like, so you haven't been briefed.
We were paying as much attention as we should have.
All right.
What Mr. Wallace was trying to say is that we're trying to do. We're here representing the Department of Defense, and we need to make sure that the Department of Defense's interests are well serviced by our investigation here.
Okay, so that's Cornwell. What's your
persuade at 70?
70. All right. All right, that succeeds. He
like a rug.
Well, I guess. I guess they wouldn't have sent their A team for this.
What's referred to the Z team?
Yeah. Look, you need to go in there. You need to secure the research. Talk the people down. Make sure the ship is structurally safe. That nothing's been compromised in terms of the research. But it's biological research, gene sequencing.
So, Mr. Petrovich, can I ask you a quick question? Do you know where in the ship abouts the research that you're interested in is located?
Well, all of it. We have multiple. They didn't even give you the ship plans. Jesus.
Well, I'm more of the science guy. I don't really deal with ship layouts. I was just
With
sort of
maps.
curious. Yeah, maps.
Of course, you wouldn't know. Here's the ship plans. There, he quickly points to he has a piece of rolled out paper. Here, and here, and here. Okay, now go. So you can all give me. Let's see here, Mr. Scientist. What? You can look at it briefly. What skill do you want to use to analyze it? What are you trying to figure out?
I was just trying to figure out like where in the ship we should concentrate our search, as opposed to just abroad everywhere in the ship.
Well, that's a value judgment. What is the what? How would you define that?
I don't know. I would look for, I guess, areas of high electrical activity, like where there are research stations in the ship.
It looks like the second deck from the top has just one deck below the entrance has basically a massive lab area. That's look like where the gene sequencing is done. So yeah, that would be your place to go.
All right.
So
can you give us the names of the 6 lead researchers that we're supposed to be helping?
Yes. Dr. Allison Burke. She was the head of research. Elsa Ketter. She is the translator. Then Dr. Randall Holliday and Dr. Chad Sperry. They're the biologists. Darlene Lopez is the engineer. Let's see here.
That's 7.
I know, I'm not done. I've listed 5. Let's see here. And then Dr. Vivian Adam. She was the computer modeler. Programmer, whatever you want to call it. She talked about modeling in computers, but she said she was a programmer too. I don't know.
So shoot straight with me, Ivan. Can I call you Ivan? Shoot straight with me, Ivan. If it's as bad as you're worried it might be down there, what makes you think that these 6 are in any way, shape, or form still actually with us?
Well, the ship itself is intact. The engine is still running. It seems the computers are still processing things. If it was totally unmanned, it would have broken down. Something, the lights would have turned off. Something would have gone offline. They're just I don't know what it is exactly.
So then outside of this computer lab, where would these people need to be to ensure that everything's still hunky-dory?
Well, the engine room, of course. There's a command center, or the bridge. That's where we added a lot of sort of the command modules for the various sensor networks and networking to communicate with the oil rig and whatnot. Then I guess their own quarters. They all had their own workstations in the quarters. They were workaholics. And they kept modifying the ship too as time went on. They have numerous sub labs. I mean, the ship's very large. There are several dozen rooms in it. After they stopped once they started bringing live specimens to experiment on, I stopped visiting. I decided I'd focus on just keeping the rig intact.
Live specimens?
Yeah, animals. Lab animals.
Nothing exotic, just normal lab animals.
They brought something. They had bags of water, some sort of aquatic animals too. I thought that was unusual, but I saw rats, a chimp.
And the rats were enough to scare a powerful man such as yourself from returning?
I didn't. That this was well underway, and just talking to them. After a while,
Was there something wrong with their demeanor?
Here, let's make a persuasion check. Let's see here.
I should ask them, I guess.
All right. Yeah, he opens up to you a little.
Oh, nice.
There was occasionally people on night watch would report that it looked like daytime for a moment, and when they blinked, it was not daytime, especially if they were stationed near the ship. And talking to them recently, just something was off. They talked about preparedness for the next age. And all the scientists, they had talked about climate change and all these things, and but they seemed to be referring to something else. They knew something that they wanted. They tried to get me on the ship several times to look at their experiments, and there was something. The first time they talked about printing the words onto genes, and it just seemed wrong. Biology. That's the scientist with biology. Let's see here.
Yeah. You got a 50 or something that.
15 biology. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make that. You printing things onto gene. You've heard of gene sequencers, and also recently you did read an article, which is a real article, about people have been able to sort of like print DNA through gene sequencing, and because what is DNA but information? So there is, but you do remember reading an article in Wired recently, which I will link to, about people who have done a proof of concept of putting malware on DNA. So, and what is a computer program but words and numbers? So
this is written in the future.
Oh yeah. Well, whatever.
My God.
You heard about it before Wired did.
Right.
You've heard about the concept. So anyways, so that's something that pops to mind. Anyways, so he's really eager for you to get on the ship and find out what happened to 6 people and secure the research. He says, yes, once the research is secured, I will radio in, and we'll have a second team transported to a new site. This site seems to have been tapped out in terms of usefulness. We'll start again somewhere else. But I need to make sure this place stays safe, and so we need reinforcements, and we need people, and that's why you are here, because it was decided among our higher ups that you would be the best people to secure this.
Do you have any on-site personnel who could aid us if we require it on the ship, like hauling materials off of the ship? Or
he hands you all radios. You can contact me. I also sent a man on my second in command. I sent on there, Richard Martin. If you find out what happened to him, that I would greatly appreciate it.
Of course. We will absolutely do our best to find Mr. Martin.
When was the last time you were in contact with Martin?
32 hours ago, when I sent him and 4 other men in there to assess what happened.
And
the sequence of
events.
None of them returned.
Oh.
They started breaking the cameras. I tried to talk to reason into them. They were very odd. I don't remember what they said, but they talked about finishing the work in silence. They didn't want to be observed, be peeped upon. And so I sent in a team to make sure they weren't doing anything untowards, and then they didn't come out. And rather than risk more men, I simply set an armed guard to make sure that they wouldn't invade us. And then I called for help. And then we've been waiting ever since. And nothing else has happened. which I'm not sure which is what's better or what's worse. Something happened or nothing happened. So anyway, that's what he tells you, and he's really eager for you to go on the ship now.
All right. Well, I get in my hazmat suit because we got one of those.
Yep.
I'll do the same.
Get the field gear ready.
Okay. All right.
And I'll wait by the door, I guess.
Okay. Well, if you look at the diagram, you can see you have to take some stairs down. You're up closer to up on the fourth deck, you know, the highest up, which is the one nearest to the helideck. And then so you have to take the stairs down all the way down to the main boat deck where the research ship is parked, or docked, actually, not parked. Jesus. Nautical terms. I'm not great at them. And you climb on board the ship. The gangway is still there. There are two armed men from the helideck looking down on you, watching this. You know, they got a couple of spotlights up. So there is a hatch. It has been closed, but it is not locked. You can just pop it open and go in. So who's going in first? And it's a ship corridor, so it's one single file, basically. I mean, you could put two people could squeeze in going the same place, but you wouldn't have any room to maneuver. You couldn't really dodge. So really, it's one at a time. So who's going in first? The special operator with the body armor?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
I'll
So
do it.
you go in there. The lights are on. You're wearing hazmat stuff, so you can't really smell anything except, the hazmat gear.
So I have one of those air testers. Is the air clean in here? Is it?
Yes, very clean. Cleaner than the outside air, in fact. Are you making a beeline straight for the main lab?
Cleaner in the inside and the outside?
I think. So what do you guys want to do? The main lab first, or like the command deck first?
The main lab is closer.
Command decks are usually above the deck of a ship. I would say that's probably where we should head, just to get our bearing of the situation, see if they ripped up any of the controls.
Yeah,
Okay.
command center or engine.
All right. Actually, you don't have to go inside if you're going to the bridge. There's exterior stairs that lead up to it.
Okay, so I would say the bridge first, just so we can get control.
All right.
See what's wrong with the ship at least.
Okay. You go to the bridge. It is the hatch is there. You pull it open. You see the bridge is there. And let's see here. No one is there. There are only security lights on there, but there's a bunch of computer consoles there, showing information. Looks as though everything's nominal. Just looks like no one's there right now.
So I have craft electrical at 60. Could I make a cursory look to see if they altered it in any way beyond what a normal boat is made?
Sure. All you can tell, this is they've obviously done a lot of work modifying it in order to connect it to some sort of network. You realize the oil rig must have some kind of data center to process. There's just a big pipe going from the ship, going back and forth from the ship and the oil rig. So they're doing some big number crunching, and it's still going on right now. But other than that, you can't really tell. And this looks like they were, you failed your check, so you can only get minimal information out of this. But yeah, they've done extensive modifications, but you don't see any obvious signs of sabotage or damage. So,
Okay.
also, yeah, it's very still, very quiet. The air seems to be very clean.
Is there some way we can lock the controls up so that they can't come in here behind us and say take off with us?
You mean start the ship up?
Right.
Well, starting the ship up would start the engines up. The engines are going to be very, very, very loud. You'd be able to hear them anywhere in the ship. They're idling right now, just generating enough power to generate electricity. Like you would know if the engines start up, and it's not going to be thing. If you want, there's one hatch that leads from the bridge into the interior of the ship. And there's no way to lock it without welding it or compromising it. I mean, you can seal it, secure it, but anyone else can open it back up. So how do you want to do that? Like, you could, unless you stand a guard there or booby trap it or weld it or barricade it. But then, those all have to, there's no locks on these things.
Okay.
So
well, it's not like one of those spinning latch things.
Yeah, it is. It's a hatch. Like they're all meant to block water from
Is there
flooding.
something we could take like a crowbar or some other kind of?
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, that's the thing is once you do that, you can't go through it yourself if you're on the wrong side. So,
how hard would it be for me to disable the engines from the bridge itself?
The engine from the bridge.
To make sure that nobody comes up here and starts it and drives away while we're on board.
Okay. That would definitely be some sort of mechanical check. I
have electrical. I don't have mechanical.
You can try and disable the electronic part of the component. I mean, ships have a lot of. I mean, they're not purely mechanical anymore. So yeah, if you guys want to wait around, all right. Yep, you think you got it. I mean, basically you unplug some things.
I just don't want to be like below decks and all of a sudden we're out at sea.
Yeah, it would require someone else with a similar skill in order to get it to work again, and it would take them at least 10 minutes to get it back up. But once they do that, then you'll hear the engine start up, and it's not even once the engine start up, you're gonna have a couple minutes before it even clears the dock because it's not gonna have a lot of it's not gonna go to 0 to 60 real fast.
Yeah.
So anyways, all right, what do you guys want to do now? Do you want to batten? So you want to secure this hatch and then just leave the bridge and go back down to the first hatch you're at?
Gentlemen, I just want to put my 2 cents out here. I am super against barring this door because I have nightmares about being locked out of places, and this sounds like exactly one of those nightmares, but I'm awake.
Well, I've disabled the engine, so I think we'll have enough time to come up here.
We didn't disable the engine. You disabled the controls leading.
Sorry. I disabled the controls to the engine, so they can't start it up while we're below deck. So they can get up here and they can, do other stuff. But we're not going to find ourselves, in the middle of the ocean, away from the oil rig.
Good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, there's no way that can happen without you knowing about it. Because again, once the ship starts moving, everyone's going to feel it.
Yeah.
And you'd have time to run back to the deck and jump back to the oil rig. But I mean, of course, if you're pinned down in a firefight, then you don't really have a chance to do that. So that's fair.
It's what we can do with what we have.
Yep. All right. So you disable that. Then
I say we push onwards. Let's get into the belly of the beast, boys.
All right. Are you going to go from the bridge, or are you going to go back outside?
From the bridge.
From the bridge. All right. So you open there. There's a stairwell leading down. Do you want to go to the main lab, or are you going to check out other parts of the ship first? Again, the entire ship is pretty quiet.
I go to the main lab just to get an idea of what they were doing, but I'll leave it to the group.
Are any of the places of interest that Petrovich mentioned, like the quarters on the way between the bridge and the lab?
No, not really.
Then I vote lab.
Yeah.
I mean, where you are right now, it's basically a straight shot from the stairwell to the main lab. It's pretty much in the center of the ship.
Main lab first, then.
All right. So you walk down the stairs.
I'm gonna have the revolver and the knife.
Okay. Everyone's bringing, loaded to bear. And you open up the door to the main lab, and you see it's a biology lab with, a lot of expensive, top of the line equipment, cutting edge, and a lot of, digitized equipment. And there is on your side several cages. In fact, a whole shelf of cages. But they're all empty, except you see the top half of the cage. You see a single large white rat that's on a little wheel, and it's just as soon as you enter in, it stops and looks at you.
Oh
Just
no!
kinda,
Um,
that's just a rat.
So I have the pharmacy skill at 50%. Would that give me any indication, like if I was to find like cocktails that they might be making for these rats, like would that help me in any way?
You do see a little clipboard next to it with and you look at it, and yeah, it has a single. Looks like it's been treated with 5. It's finished. It's just finished a regimen of a drug with just a serial number after it.
Boy.
It looks like it's something that they made unique here. As you get closer to the cage, the rat jumps off the cage, or jumps off the little wheel, and gets closer to the glass or the edge of the cage, and is kind of looking at you very intently.
Let's leave Nicodemus here alone. And
I'm gonna wave at Nicodemus. Actually, I'm gonna do the opposite.
All right, it kind of reaches out its paw and kind of claws that towards your hand.
Okay, so at least it doesn't wave back.
So while he's investigating the rat, can I use either physics or electronics to look at their equipment and sort of get an idea of what it was that they were using?
You actually do see there actually is some equipment near the cages that actually looks very interesting. It looks like they had some sort of a rig, sort of modular system of testing, or they're little square blocks that you realize there's a little slot in the ceiling you could pull up and then put a little module in of some sort of equipment. And as you look at it, so you're spending some time to look at it, you do see like things that look like sensors. So like they could drop a little module into look at the rats with all the different types of sensors. There's thermal, there's infrared, there's ultraviolet, there's also atmospheric readings, and a lot of sensors. Very interesting in these rats. But then the next one is very bizarre, because it looks like an extendable buzzsaw that just goes down. It looks like they were interested in being able to buzzsaw the rats when they were in the cage.
Alrighty.
That's a thing.
Can I interpret any of the data using biology?
These are just the components right here. So you have to look. The lab is actually pretty big, and so you're all sort of clustered at that. As you're doing that, though, you hear a voice crackle on the PA. It's like, it's a woman's voice. Says, "Hello, is someone there?"
Yes, who's there?
I don't recognize that voice. Are you from outside the ship?
Who's asking?
I'm Dr. Burke. I'm head of research here. Are you here to survey our results? Did we miss a deadline? I'm sorry if we missed any deadlines. If you stay right there, I'm happy to help in any way I can.
I immediately lock the door to the lab.
Okay, there are 2 doors.
I lock both of them.
All right.
Out of character, because Kyle's having a brain fart at the moment. Petrovich said that, like, they said something about witnessing or something like that when they broke the cameras. What was that expression that they used?
They didn't want to be disturbed.
They didn't want to be watched or peeped on or something.
Yeah.
So probably telling them that we're here to observe is probably a mistake.
All right.
Why I locked the doors.
They were the observer.
Well, there's also gene sequencing equipment. There's also other things in the lab, so you could search the rest of the lab if you want to. Let's see, who hasn't done something in a little bit? Let's see here. Travis Irwin, what do you want to do? Do you want to secure the other doors, or do you want to take up a position near one of the doors to ambush anyone coming in?
Position near the door where I can hide near the door we came in through, where I can see at least one other door.
Okay. Yeah, you can hide in the corner of the room. There's two doors in, one at either end of the wall. You know, there's the other wall of the lab is the outer wall of the ship. So obviously no doors there, but there's two doors. The lab is big enough that it deserves two doors. But they both open in the same hallway. So it's just like a northeast door and a southeast door. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So you can take a position in the northeast corner, and you can see both doors if you want to. Are you readying a weapon then, I guess? All right, so that's
Yes.
a nod. All right. Let's see here. Stephen Wallace, what do you want to do? You can look at the gene sequencing stuff. There's a data terminal there. You can try and like go through their project notes. Do you have any ideas? Or who wants to do a thing?
I'll look at the data. I mean, I've got the.
All right, sorry,
biology.
Steven? Steven, are you saying something? I can't hear you if you are.
Yeah, yeah, I've got the biology skills, so I'll look at their data and see if I can make any sense of it.
Okay. It is password locked. So do you have computer science?
I do. I have a computer science at 60.
All right. So you're working on it. You think you can crack it? It's a Windows machine, so it's got its standard. You know, kind of they password locked it, but it's not like super locked down. So you're working on that. Irwin's taking up a Overwatch position. Let's see here, Mr. Pfeiffer. What are you doing?
Oh. Well, since both of the doors are sort of near each other, do they have like portholes or anything like that? Like something that you can look into the hallway
Every
through?
hatch has a little porthole in it, and they're not near each other.
Fantastic.
Like one's in the northeast corner, and one's in the southeast corner, but the room is very long, so they're probably like,
did we come from the north or south?
north. You're in the northeast area. The rat cages are in the northeast corner.
Okay.
It's about 100 feet long, I'd say. It's a big.
I'm gonna head to the southeast door then, because
Sorry, yeah, 50 or 60.
okay, 100 feet.
Yeah.
That's probably where Allison is coming from. So I'm gonna wait for her to roll up and try to engage the crazy person in the convo.
Are you going to do that in the hallway, or are you going to wait in?
Oh hell no! No, I'm gonna talk through that porthole.
Okay. All right. So you're ready for that.
They're
Finally,
Mr. Bell. We don't know if they're for sure crazy.
Cornwell, what are you going to do?
I'm going to continue
Search the room to
lab.
see if there's anything hidden. You haven't.
Yeah.
Done that. All right.
I'll see if I can do that. Or
What's your
see if
search skill
my
at?
search is at 50, or maybe forensics is at 42. Trying to
Well, there's
figure
no obvious blood stains or anything else yet.
Okay.
Search. All right. So you're searching. All right. So let's see here. Steven, you unlock the password. There are multiple files. There's a project overview for Orin. There are status updates. There are translations of book 1, 2, and 3. There are gene sequencing logs, and there are result files. It's a big, complex project. So
can I start with overview, and then I guess I'll move to the book translations to sort of see what that is, because it seems weird.
all right. So overview. You make your biology check. How the fuck do these people get funding? This doesn't make any sense. They're talking about gene sequencing to rewrite DNA to get better results, to improve, as sort of a gene therapy for various traumas. But what they're encoding onto DNA are apparently phrases and fragments taken from ancient texts. They think that they can take these translated notes or these translated phrases is what is how they describe it, and that certain ancient knowledge texts, these phrases will have are actually codes for new forms of genetic expression that will blah 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 blah. So the term hypergeometry comes into play, which like this is like crazy pseudo knowledge, but yeah, they're taking stuff from translated from ancient books and writing it onto DNA.
Does any of that ping my occult? I have a 30, I think.
Oh, well, let's make an occult check. You do make that occult check. You recognize you sort of skim one of the books. You recognize, well, actually, one thing is, as we thank our sources at the Miskatonic University's rare book archive for letting us scan and photograph certain texts for use in our thing. So you've heard of Miskatonic University's occult book archive. They apparently have one of the world's, if not the world's, best collection of rare books, and one of the most highly secure ones. It's sort of infamous in occult circles. And after suffering numerous attempts at burglary and fire and arson, these books at Miskatonic are locked up tight. But yeah, a lot of crazy stuff is kept there. So you don't know much about the books themselves. So anyways, that's what you figure out. Cornwell, you're looking around and you notice the rat cage has like a bed of like I wouldn't say sawdust, but like wood shavings, the kind of stuff you get at a pet store. But as you peer under it, you notice like a little bit of white, and you recognize it as a bone fragment. And as you kind of peer closely, you see there's more. You see a little bit of a claw sticking out, and then as the rat is watching you, it seems to realize it goes back to sort of being a rat, as you're guessing maybe the rat was expecting you to feed it or something. It starts gnawing on like a bit of a tail sticking out from there. You realize there must be like just a lot of rat viscera under that bedding. So that's something that you notice.
Is the bone fragment like?
It's rat sized. I mean, it's hard for you to tell without actually getting in there and looking at it. I mean, it's just, you see a bit of bone. You can't tell how much there is or what kind of bone. So you would have to actually open up and like brush the bedding away in order to see that. So
okay, I'll start doing that.
All right, you're opening up the cage.
Yeah.
Okay.
This looks interesting.
Okay.
So unlock all the doors.
It's only one rat. What's the worst that can happen?
All right, well, we'll get back to you in a second because Allison Burke shows up. Dr. Burke, sorry. And she tries to open the hatch, and then Bo, you're kind of, it's sealed, and then she sees you, and it's like, she sort of, oh, hello. Oh, you must think I'm one of the, I didn't break the cameras or anything. That wasn't me. My researchers get carried away. So
I'm gonna like try and pantomime trying to open the door, be like, "Huh, it must be jammed."
Okay, well, stand. Well, here, let me give it a try. You just need to just stand back. I'll open it.
Okay, I'll stand back.
All right, she opens it.
Yeah, because I'm afraid she's gonna rip it right off.
She is very, very. Just smiles at you, say, "Oh well, hello, and what is your name?"
Did she open the door?
Yeah, you said you were standing away from it.
I thought it was locked.
Yeah, it was locked.
You can't lock them. Like I said, you can seal them, but you can't lock them.
Oh,
there are no locks.
So I had to. Oh, hell no! Then no, I'm gonna keep that door. Screw the pantomime bit. I ain't letting her in.
All right.
Hi, Dr. Burke. My name is.
Why? Oh, I guess there's a bit of lack of trust here.
Well,
I guess.
No, of course not.
Look, I don't appreciate the sarcasm. Come on.
I'm sorry. It's how I cope with stressful situations. I'm sure you've had someone like that you've worked with before.
But you didn't see the sea life room, did you yet?
Not quite sure how that's relevant to this conversation, but now I am incredulous. Question. So, Dr. Burke, why did everyone bust up all the cameras?
Well, we're just getting so advanced in our research. We're getting such great results that some people are getting carried look, I could, it works tremendously well, and we just got ahead of ourselves, and I think it's because You know, some of us made contact with the well, I don't know what to call it. I guess they said the mirror world, but you know, it looks real to me. But anyways, the people in the mirror world, very reasonable. They Dr. Sperry went over to talk to them, I think, and we're you know. We're just they just don't want anyone to get too agitated if the mirror world people, you know, come to visit. So
okay, it's totally understandable. Now, hey, listen, and I'll like sort of get close to the porthole and like whisper as best as I can through it.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I'm not like everybody else. I'm very interested in this sort of thing. I'm a pretty open-minded guy, Dr. Burke. So when you say mirror world, does that mean that there is a mirror Dr. Allison Burke in there?
No. They're totally different. The architecture is reflected, but like other than that, the people are very different. Very nice. They're very. They want to help us. And they want to help us to adapt to what's coming, and I think that's only reasonable.
No, of course. I agree. I think it is reasonable. And frankly, if these guys didn't have a gun pointed at me, I'd open the door. Trust me.
Look, do you need help? I can go get help. Do you look, as long as you don't open the sea life room, you should be fine. I mean, it's been welded shut, so you should be okay. Anyway, but have you seen Elsa, by the way?
I don't. Let me ask my friends. Hey, friends.
All right.
Has anyone seen Elsa?
This is when Cornwell opens up the cage to the rat. The rat cage. As soon as you open the cage open, you sort of undo the clasp and slide it open. The rat just expertly bounds off your arm and jumps down under the table. Very fast, very practiced, and it's just sort of gone. Let's see, Erwin, you were watching this happen. Do you immediately react to this?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And what is that reaction?
Overwatch.
I was going to try to carry the rat around, but now that he's moving that way, I'm going to shoot it instead, I think.
You can try and catch it in midair.
I'll try to catch it.
Catch that rat.
All right. You do manage to grab it. It does not like being grabbed and tries to bite through your hazmat suit. You can feel the pinch of its teeth. It's about to, possibly compromise your suit. What do you do?
Another cage I can drop it into?
Nope. Just the one that Cornwell is in front of and, kind of blocking the way for. You can try and throw it over his head.
Yes, I'll do that. I'll do that.
All right. You throw the rat back into the cage, doing a bank shot. It's you throw it with great force, and slams into there, and sort of slumps over, apparently dead. Cornwell, this was quite startling. You're used to this kind of stuff though. So the rat looks dead. What do you do?
Thanks, Erwin. I didn't expect that to happen.
Watching him slam a rat against the wall.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna keep looking at the bottom of the cage?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, it's just covered in dead rat. Like there's numerous dead rats. It's just like a fine layer of them. Like they've all been squeezed. You lose a point of sanity because this is super gross. And as you do that, you're watching the rat's kind of twitching. And you notice its spine is heavily bent, like the spine is broken. But it's sort of spasming. What are you gonna do?
The rat on the ground is spasming.
Yeah.
I'll stand back and try and observe it closely.
Okay. Are you gonna leave the cage open?
No.
Okay. All right. You close the cage, and you let's get another sand check. This you don't lose any more sanity, but the spine the spine of the rat kind of straightens out, and then it sort of picks itself up and looks at you.
And the rat straightened itself out.
Yeah.
After it was fake shot off the cage.
Yep.
Well, now we know why they have the buzzsaw.
Anyway, so Allison is like talking to you, Pfeiffer. He's like, "Oh, it looks like the rat's still in there, isn't there?"
I saw all that when I turned around to ask my pals that question, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry, Bo, we got you.
Yeah, the
What
rat's
rat?
a great test story. That was you can do whatever you want if you want to see the results of our project.
Is that what the buzz saws are for?
Oh yeah, plug it in, try it, see what happens.
No. You know what? Okay, sure. We will get right to that. But more importantly, has anybody seen Elsa?
Well, I haven't. I worry about her. She doesn't seem to take this very well.
What do you mean?
Oh, she's saying this. We shouldn't do this or this. I don't know. She was second guessing herself. She's always very self-critical.
Oh, she's worried about our friends in the mirror? Psh.
Well, that we met them. I think. I don't think she likes them.
Philistine.
Yeah. Well, you seem reasonable.
Well,
do you want to go to the mirror? Do you want to see them?
What's in the mirror? What's in the Sea Life World room?
Oh, don't go in there. That was a failed experiment. Yeah, that was Dr. Holliday's baby. I question the use. Yeah, his choices. I mean, it's technically a success.
But it's too successful, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look, you can look. I mean, the porthole's still there. The door is the hatch has been welded shut, but the porthole's still there. So I guess you could take a look. It's one deck below. 304, I think.
Oh, well, 304. We will add it to our itinerary. So, hey, listen, Dr. Burke, I know this might be a little rude of me, but would you mind just giving us just the tiniest bit of privacy?
Oh, sure.
Oh, that worked. Okay, thanks.
I'll go check on the engines. Can you could you tell Ivan to send us some more fuel? We only got about a week left, I think.
Oh, you know what? We will make sure that you get fuel to continue your good work here. All right?
Or no, you're busy. I'm sorry. I shouldn't make visitors do that. I'll just go up to the bridge. I'll call him myself.
I mean, I'll hold up the radio. I could just buzz the tower right now.
Oh, okay. Do it.
Yeah. Mr. Petrovich, are you there, Mr. Petrovich? Over.
Yes. Hello. You're still alive.
Oh, very much so. I'm actually speaking with dear Dr. Burke right now. She does need a little bit of fuel to keep the power on. So would you be able to make that happen for us, pal?
Of course.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so very much. I'll tell you what, once we're done in here, we'll swing on by, pick that fuel up. We don't want to get swept away in this rocking and rolling waves and storms and all that. We'll swing by in like an hour or two. All right. Thank you so much. Over and out.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna make myself some tea. Do you guys want anything?
Do you have any oolong?
Yes.
Oh, well, we'll take 4 oolongs, please.
All right. I'll be. It's just down the hall, and to the right is the main mess hall. I'll be there.
Absolutely.
We're
gonna clean up in here. We'll catch right up.
Yeah, try the buzzsaw out.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
During this, do I get any more information off the computer, like reading the translated text or anything?
Yes. All right. So you got the project overview. It seems to be insane pseudoscience. What did you want to check out next?
The translated text, since those seem important.
Yeah, untranslated. Yeah, the texts. They're never referred to by title, but they are. It looks like that they are these long sequences of phonetic sounds, and they were translated somehow into DNA. So apparently, there's a cipher saying that this bit of genetic code essentially represents this phonetic sound, represents this phonetic sound, and so on and so forth.
So it's not like prose or anything. It's not like I could actually.
No, it's all phonetic sounds. So you would have to have. Do you have any language skills?
I do not.
Okay. Do you have a cult?
I do. I have a cult at 30.
All right. Well, you failed, so you can't recognize any of it. So yeah. But yeah, they're apparently taking pains to not reveal what exactly the books are. It's all just rendered into phonetic sounds. But there are distinct ones. One is labeled Lazarus. One is labeled let's see here, Hermes. And then one is called Cronus. It looks like those were the three major.
Chronos or Chronos?
Kronos, like the Greek Titan.
Got it.
So
she's gone now, right? Like she has departed.
yes.
So I'll turn back to the group and say, "Hey, did anyone manage to find anything of informational value while I sort of interacted with that?"
I found out that they're really into kooky occult stuff.
That's why you
I
should
love
read anything written before 1980.
If anybody else is better at occult, there's some weird stuff you should check out over here.
This rat is fucking crazy.
I'll take a peek at the occult stuff. I got a 30 in occult and a 50 in a language skill, but it's blank. So,
all right. Well, do you want to make it Latin? You were a lawyer.
Sure. Let's make it Latin.
All right.
It's a perfect barrister language.
All right. You do recognize Latin. The phonetic
Yeah.
expressions do match onto several Latin words. Words for, I'm not going to look it up again. This is kind of a rough draft of a scenario, so I haven't done my research yet. But words that relate to death and rebirth, and you do recognize those kind of nouns and verbs. Occult, you do. You don't know.
Was that a good or a bad too?
That was a critical failure, but I can't think of a fail. Like your head explodes.
I know exactly
It's just
what this
Twilight fan
occult
fiction.
is.
That's what it is. Critical fail. It's just Twilight
Perfect.
fan fiction.
So
Sure.
yeah, they're trying to basically put Latin words into the DNA and then make it into something they can inject into animals.
And the words are like death and rebirth and stuff like that, like super duper
Well,
cryptic
you can tell
words.
it's some kind of, it's like some larger text. You only recognize individual parts of it. Like it's not.
So
like
they're trying to download a book onto a rat.
Yeah.
Into a rat.
Okay. Yeah, into a rat. Okay. So I'll relay that information that I sort of pieced together.
Yeah, the rat seems to be associated. That's the Lazarus one expression. So then there is, it seems, yeah, there are two others things that they encoded into DNA, Hermes and Kronos. But again, these are all phonetic expressions of dead languages that have been then somehow translated into DNA. You have no idea how this would work, but hey. So what do you guys want to do next?
Can I search for any? Is there any other like apparatuses of interest or note in the room other than what we've seen so far?
There are vials. Looks like they have or syringes. Looks like they have a refrigerator with some shots of something that's labeled. Actually, it's labeled Cronus.
You have a pharmacy. Do you want to check those out?
Pharmacy wouldn't help. It's something that they made here. It's just labeled Cronus. Like it's just a clear liquid. Like you're guessing.
There's not like a breakdown of the components or anything like that?
It's all, this is a cutting edge genetics
Okay.
research, so you know it's.
Do we have anyone that can research what Cronus? Because like Lazarus and Hermes are gods. Do we know what Cronus mythology is? Cronus
Well,
is?
Lazarus, anyone with the cult knows Lazarus is not a god. He was a person
Right.
resurrected by Christ in the Bible. So
With a cult at 30, would I know like the myth about Kronos the Titan and stuff like that?
of course.
Well, so basically, Kronos was like the dad of Zeus and all them other gods, and he ate them. He just gobbled those kids right up, and except for Zeus. And then eventually he got killed, and then they punched their way out of his stomach. So I don't know.
So he was afraid of them taking over his place in the universe. Which eventually did.
Mhm. And then
But yeah.
Hermes.
I think Hermes was one of the kids what got eaten.
Hermes is Mercury, I think. He's the really fast one.
Yeah, he's a sun
Actually,
god.
you do find, looking at Hermes, you do see some notes saying like there's a little note there from from Dr. Holliday that says intelligent try on alien non-human intelligence octopus ?
I think I know it's in the C lab.
Yeah, I think that one's definitely in the sea lab, and I have a bad feeling it's got a lot of tentacles.
And it's very smart.
The octopuses can open peanut butter jars. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I
It can also
watched
learn.
I watched a Facebook video about that one time, and you want to know what's kind of similar to the motion to open a peanut butter jar? The motion to open one of these bulkheads. Not super enthused with that.
All right. What are you gonna do next?
All right. So I think we've completed the plot from this room. Are there, when you pointed out to me on the map, the other labs, was there any other ones that besides the main lab that seemed like they were mission critical?
The sea life lab seemed very important.
I'm getting some enthusiastic head shakes from some of my teammates.
Don't do it.
I'm not real interested in a water lab, honestly.
Kyle's hella interested, but Bo Derek is not.
Bo Pfeiffer, you mean?
Bo Derek Pfeiffer. My middle name is Derek.
Oh God.
No,
So-
it's Bo Pfeiffer.
I feel like we were told to research the science vessel. We determined we need to do a thorough job to make sure that we're not missing anything.
Well, if our dear octopod friend is one of these immortal monsters, we definitely can't scuttle this ship anymore because octopuses live in water. Like that's basically where they thrive. So we can't let this thing out into the ocean. So blowing this whole thing up is a no-go.
So, well, blowing it up very thoroughly, maybe. So maybe it's a good thing you asked for that gasoline.
All right, if we want to risk it, then I don't know. I guess I'll just never enter the
No.
ocean.
That's like the plant
Well,
seed.
I think scuttling this thing in a way that it doesn't open up might be a doable plan.
What if we had mustard gas?
I mean, it's in a holding cell. We could just poison the water instead.
Well, you don't know anything yet. You hear a knock on the
Very
hatch.
speculative.
Or the hatch is somebody. I guess Irwin is near the hatch. One of the hatches starts opening up. The northeast hatch starts opening up. Irwin, are you going to try and hold it closed? Or are you just going to let the door open? Irwin, Travis.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting my character's name.
Okay, that's fine. Are you going to let the hatch open, or are you going to hold it shut?
I'm not gonna hold it shut. But I'm gonna move to where I can cover the door.
Okay.
So the door shields me as it opens.
Sure. The hatch opens, and Allison Burke is there, and she's holding a little travel carrier with four cups in there. She's all right. Got oolong for everyone.
Yummy. Thank you.
So she walks into the lab. Oh, you haven't tried the buzzsaw yet. She plates the tray down, the little travel tray. And do you want me to show you? Here, it's a little finicky at first. She pops open the ceiling thing and reaches for the buzzsaw module.
I'm
There's
gonna
also
look
other
away.
yeah. There's also other modules at this point. But the buzzsaw is the most visual.
Allison, maybe you can show us some of the other things that are available here.
Oh yeah, sure, of course. Well, I mean, there's really just Hermes and Cronus aside from Lazarus here. Anyways, she puts the buzzsaw component on and plugs it in, and then says, "All right, 3, 2, 1." In a sort of a cross section of buzzsaws comes down and they start moving across the cage. The rat flees to the far side of the cage, but it's designed to slowly sweep through the entire cage so that there's no way out. Is everyone just watching?
Oh, I said I looked away.
Yeah.
I'm watching. I'll be watching.
All right, that's sand check. What's your sand?
Sure, I watch.
My sand is 70, I think.
All right, this is 1 sand. And if Bo Pfeiffer, you're just hearing it and you try and block it out and you succeed.
I'm squeamish.
Yeah. Let's see. Scott. Sorry. I mean, Cornwell.
Do I learn anything from the biology of watching?
Yeah. So let me describe what happens first. So the buzzsaws go down. They start cutting up the, and then they vivisect the poor rat, and then they withdraw. He's just cut into quarters. But a moment later, his body starts reknitting itself together again.
Can I do a biology check?
Okay,
Maybe.
sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, all right. D6. That's 6 sanity. Fight, flight, or freeze.
Punch that rat.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna take the rat apart again.
Okay.
Stay to pieces.
Yeah, you yell at it. As soon as the buzzsaw's like, it starts knitting itself together again, becoming whole. As you watch in horror, and you reach out and you grab it, pull it out of the cage, try and just squeeze it until it, explodes in your hand, writhing.
Dead things should be dead.
All of you lose 1 sanity too, as your compatriot is just going fucking nuts, and it starts knitting itself back together again.
Separate the pieces.
And are you going to do that? Or are you just yelling that out for him to?
I'll run over and try and pull the rat apart into two separate pieces.
All right, yeah. Allison, by the way, is just kind of watching calmly. All right, you lose 1 sanity as one half of the rat regenerates, the other half just turns into dust. Yeah, we tried that to see if it would make more than 1 rat. It's always 1, no matter how far you separate them. And it always seems to choose the best position for itself. We threw half of its head into the ocean to see if it would just, it just regrew the head instead. It seems to know what's best for itself. You lose 3 sanity from that. Yeah.
Do I get any special insights from making that biology check, though?
Death is a death. You've defeated death. Like, the greatest. Like, all you know about biology is wrong. The entropy no longer exists. The physical laws of the universe are mutable. Like, you know nothing in the universe. This changes literally everything. Like, you saw, how did it regrow all of its tissue spontaneously without using? What did it use for fuel? What did it use to reconstitute itself? How did it go from more chaos to lower chaos?
Can I very shakily take a drink of that tea now?
Yeah, sure. It's pretty good tea, actually.
I step out in the hallway to Allison came.
Yeah. So basically, it's and Allison just sort of picks up Lazarus. It does seem to, it does. It's not very frisky right after repeated resurrections. And then she just calmly puts it back in the cage. We can also flatten it too. That's what all the other ones were.
You can flatten it.
Yeah, that's she
not
pushed
watching anymore.
another component out from the below the desk.
Oh, that's quite all right. I actually have more of a technical question, Dr. Burke. Forgive me if this is just a little bit presumptuous, but what words did you put into Lazarus?
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, let's go find Elsa. She's the one to talk to you about that.
Absolutely.
She's probably on her. She's probably in her quarters. Let's go there first. Come on.
Oh, sure. I think we might find her faster if we split up. We could cover more ground.
Yeah, she's probably in her room.
Let's go check then.
Okay. So you go in there.
I'm taking the teacup with me, just shakily drinking it as we walk.
Out of character, cheery, crazy mad scientist is the best. Let me show you the apocalypse. Wait this way.
Yeah. Yeah, Justin, if you want to give yourself 5 points of unnatural, sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. There goes your ability to sleep at night. You go down there, and there is one door swinging open. It's like, oh, I guess Elsa's not there. She's been there. She walks inside. There's just, it's a quarter. There's just a laptop and, printouts. You see printouts of looks like photographs of high resolution scans of old books, and that kind of thing. There are tablets, that kind of thing. So, Elsa, are you? Oh, she's not here. Oh, I thought she kind of locked herself in her room after we made contact with the mirror world. At this point, you hear another voice on the PA. Hey, it's another woman's voice. Hey, Allison, are you there? Oh, Darlene, where are you? Oh, I'm up on the bridge. Someone messed with the controls a little bit. I'm sort of fixing them. Elsa's on the edge of the ship, out on the front part, like she's about to jump off. She's got a knife. Can you go talk to her? It's like, oh my, we should run. So Allison starts running up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Elsa might be the only person we can sort of rely on.
Okay. Travis, what are you doing? Are you gonna follow? Is everyone following along?
I have a quick question. Like, I had the
splitting up, I guess.
Sorry.
All right, sorry, Travis, you go first.
I'm going to go back the way that Allison came into the room with the tea from.
Mm-hmm. Oh, to the mess hall?
I want to see where she was hanging out when she wasn't bothering us.
All right, so you go to the mess hall. Justin, what are you doing?
I have a quick question. How long does my fight, flight, or freeze last? Like, when do I regain?
Oh, you can act now.
Oh, okay.
It's not really a combat or anything, so you.
Okay.
You.
I didn't know how long I was shell shocked for.
You squeezed a rat apart and it came back together again. After that, like, what does anything matter? Like it.
I'll go to the mess hall, I guess. With what's your character's name? Sorry.
Irwin. All right.
Irwin. I'll go to the mess hall with him.
Okay. So Bo, you're going up to the deck to see what's going on. Cornwell, what about you?
I'll go to the prow with.
All right. So the mess hall. You are there. Let's see here. All right, you're in the mess hall, and you see a man at the end of the mess hall. He's kind of sort of sitting at a table eating in the far corner.
Does he fit the description of any of the scientists we're looking for?
Yeah, Dr. Sperry. And he kind of looks up at you and then sort of vanishes. There's kind of a blue mirage effect for a moment. And it kind of, the mirage effect sort of fades and leads off into the hallway. It's kind of like a trail of light leading away.
Is that a sand check?
No. It's just weird at this point.
That's Tuesday.
We want to look around. Do you want to look around this place, or do you want to follow him?
I'm going to look around this place. I'm not sure following him is an option for us.
Okay.
Okay, so you start searching. We'll get back to you in a second. So back on the prow of the ship, you see Elsa. Her eyes are just wide with fear. She's holding a piece of paper and holding it in one hand. In the other hand, she has a knife. And she seems to be yelling something at the ocean. You see in the distance, up ahead, above you on the helideck, you see 2 armed guards holding rifles, kind of watching her, unsure of what to do. And then Allison yells at her, "Elsa, what are you doing? We've achieved so much. Are you all right?" And Elsa says, "No, this is wrong. We can't do this. It has to stop." So what are you two doing?
Elsa, we're here to fix this. If you jump off, all will be lost.
No, all will be lost if this goes on for any further. But I found they can't even die now. But I found a way. I can feel it. It's coming closer. I feel it.
I'm going to say to Dr.
Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Oh, no. If you want to run, brother, don't let me step on your toes.
Yeah. I'm going to start running to catch her before she jumps off.
Okay. Well, she does. All right. What's your athletics?
Where's athletics?
It is.
It's under artillery.
Yeah, it's. They're in alphabetical.
30.
All right. You actually make it with a 15.
Woohoo.
But before you can cross that distance, because it was a ways, she finishes the chant and slits her throat, and then you grab her. So she's bleeding out. Are you adapted to violence? I don't think you are.
Not yet.
All right. Well, this is a stand check. What's your sanity?
54.
All right. Yeah. Well, you don't lose any. This is just someone who's bleeding out on you. I assume you catch her before she falls over the ship.
I'm trying to. Yes.
All right. You grab onto her. Allison kind of yells. Cornwell, what are you gonna do?
You mean Bo?
Well, both of you. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Okay.
Cornwell's holding her. Bo, you're at a distance.
Yeah. I mean, not much I can do about that. The literal knife has been pulled. So I'm gonna
point.
I'm gonna talk to Dr. Burke. And you know what? I heard something really weird that she said. And good old Bo is gonna try a gambit, and he's gonna say, "Oh, don't worry, she'll be fine. She'll bounce right back from that."
Well, that's a lie.
Right, but she did say that they can't die. So I'm wondering if they're all like Lazarus.
Well, you don't know that, but you rolled an 81, so it doesn't matter. She doesn't believe you.
Yeah. I don't believe me either.
That sounds like crazy talk.
Cornwell, do you have any first aid?
10%.
All right, so this isn't going to go well.
The Band-Aid.
All the blood.
Well, oh my God! You rolled a 6. So you hold on to her throat, keeping her alive. She's just looking at you, her eyes pleading at you to let her go. But you're keeping her there. The guards are sending people down. They have a paramedic with them.
Are the guards from the
oil rig?
Okay, so they can see the boat. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I told you. Like you saw the layout. Like the helideck's over.
Okay.
So they're yeah. So unless you want her to die, the paramedics will have a chance to treat her.
No, we need her.
All right. Okay. Yeah, the paramedics save her. This is taking you a while, but like they load her off. At this point, Ivan is like, "What the fuck is going on? Have you secured the research yet?" Bo.
Oh, they're talking to me.
Yeah.
I'll say, we're working on that. Do you have the fuel they requested?
My men refuse to go on the ship they refuse to go below decks.
Oh, that's totally fine. They can leave it on the deck. One of us will pop up and bring it down. No sweat. So, like, Dr. Burke is still next to me while this conversation is happening, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm going to sort of start to meander away from her.
Okay.
Just trying to be real casual about it.
Okay. Yeah, she's kind of distracted watching Elsa being treated and taken away.
Good. That's great news. And so is this Petrovich, or is this just some rando?
Yeah, it's Petrovich. He's talking to
Okay.
you. Well, he's talking to you. He radios you.
Okay. So
the guards radioed him to tell him what's going on, and then he radios you.
Got it.
Yeah.
So I will sort of be like, listen, it's pretty bad down here. With respect, I think this one might just be the teensiest bit out of your pay grade, Mr. Petrovich.
Oh, I know. I just secure the research. If you have Burke there, I guess just cuff her and bring her on the ship, and then get everyone else off the ship, and then I'll get the other team in there, and they'll get everything, and then they'll scuttle the ship.
Absolutely. We do just, I do just want to get my people together before we do that. They are still below deck, so you understand if I'm not super excited to jump the gun with those handcuffs that I don't have.
Okay. Well, here, you can go just ask one of my guards. They have zip ties.
Absolutely. And so I'll pace over to the guards near the paramedic as if I'm like concerned about Elsa.
Mm-hmm.
And I will request some of their zip ties.
Yeah, they give you 6 zip ties.
Thank you so much. We're going to need at least 2 more, though.
Okay. He gives you, the other guard gives you his zip ties, so now you have 12.
Fantastic. Oh, thank you both so very much. Mr. Petrovich, I just want to let you know how agreeable your two boys down here have been. Thank you so much. I am going to have to go now, though. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay. So meanwhile, back in the mess hall, you search the mess hall.
So while he's searching, because I don't have a quick search, can I get out my sat phone and just sort of give a very quick update as to what's been going on about our immortal rat situation?
All right, everything. Carpenter tells you destroy everything. Is any of the data? Is the ship connected to the oil rig?
Yes.
Does that include the computers?
I believe, isn't that what you said from when I was on the bridge? So then yes.
All right, you need to go. You need to destroy all the data on the oil rig too.
All right.
Destroy all the biological specimens. Destroy all the research. Doesn't sound. And scuttle the ship as soon as you can, and then I'll.
Standard operating procedure. Got it.
And if Petrovich gets in your way, eliminate him. Throw the bodies of everyone into the ocean.
Oh God.
About that, do you have any idea how to kill the unkillable? We would like some suggestions.
I'm sorry?
How to kill the unkillable, things that don't die. How do we go about making them be dead?
Have you tried fire?
Do we see a module in there with fire out for the rat?
No.
Okay, then we haven't. We'll try that.
Okay. I'll see if I can find an alternate solution. Yeah.
That would be very appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, but destroy all the data, including the oil rig.
All right.
The oil rig.
Burn it all down.
Well, you have computer science, right?
Yes.
If they're connected by a network, you could write a virus to destroy the data without destroying the data center or blowing up the oil rig. So you don't have to blow up the oil rig. But anyway.
So can I guess I'll wander back towards. I'll tell. Sorry, what's your character's name again?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Erwin.
Erwin, I'm going back to the lab. That's where I'll be, and I'll wander back that way and start coding, so he can search while I'm doing that.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to follow him because I think he's got the best chances of doing the mission, so I can get off this thing.
Okay. When you get back to the lab, there's a woman there, not Allison, but another one, who's looking at the computer terminal. You see she matches the description of Lopez, the engineer.
Huh.
She looks at you. Hello.
Hi. Can I use that terminal next? Just whenever you're done. I'll wait.
We got a timeshare here.
You put your quarter on it.
You're not part of the team. Who are you?
I'm just a shooter.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Everyone's adapted to violence.
I'm not. Nope.
All right.
Off the tab. Let's rock.
All right. Well, that's it's an innocent person as far as you know. 4 points of sanity. Stephen.
Getting close to that breaking point.
Yeah. No, it's not well. What's your firearms, Travis?
Let's see. Firearms. 80%.
All right. What are you using? The 357 or the MP5?
Yeah, 357.
All right. Let's take a look here. Need to do D12. I have a D12. All right. You wing her. She was surprised. She staggers back. And
Is there anything flammable in the room? That's a bad idea. I need these computers.
Yeah, that would be really bad. She actually trips and falls down as she was trying to escape. Let's see here. So it's a new round. So she's still in your line of sight. Erwin, are you going to shoot her again?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. All right, you hit her. Actually, she tries to dodge. She does. No, she doesn't, because you rolled a 41 and she rolled an 18, so she succeeded. But you're rolling shitty for damage. You're just winging her. So she's going to try and get up and escape. And she does. She gets out of your line of sight because again, you shot her twice, but you didn't put her down.
I'm going to follow the blood trail.
All right, so he leaves the room.
I'm going to start using the computer and start writing a virus.
All right, what's your computer science?
60.
All right, I'm going to apply a penalty because, gunfire.
Fair enough.
And Lazarus is in the cage. Look, he's scratching and squeaking very incessantly at you.
We're old friends now.
All right. Well, you're not doing very well. Lopez locked the terminal down.
You might say rats.
Yeah. Hey.
Nice.
Anyways, Erwin, are you going to be sneaky or are you going to just run full speed after her?
I'm going to be sneaky. I'm basically hunting her through the boat, along the main routes of the boat.
The most dangerous game.
All right. All right. So let's see here. What is your alertness? What is your alertness?
It is 60, I believe.
All right, 60. You actually can't tell which way she went. Did she go up or did she go down? You hear footsteps, but you fired a magnum in close quarters at range, twice, and so your ears are ringing a bit, so you can't tell whether she went up or down. You rolled a 96 on your alertness test. So.
Shit. 50-50. I'm going to go up.
All right, you go up. Meanwhile, you guys. I'm gonna say 357 is loud enough that you can hear from the top deck.
What's happening down there?
What was that noise?
What was that noise? What are you two doing?
I'm gonna be making eyeballs at Victor.
What did I do? I saved the doctor.
He's panicking. His eyes are panicked.
I'm panicking.
I'm a lawyer, damn it.
You can't handle the truth.
Since I am right over there, I am going to look down and say, did you hear that?
Yeah, I think that might have been.
The guards have already left, by the way. They're already taking Elsa up, so they're probably far enough away that they didn't hear.
God damn
And
it.
certainly the guards on the helideck wouldn't have heard because they're pretty high up.
Fantastic. Does Allison look like she heard?
Oh yeah, she heard. She's like that sort of like, we don't. No one here has a 357 Magnum. One of you must have brought it.
She a gunsmith as well.
Damn.
Listening to that.
Why would you shoot? Oh no! Did the sea life room get compromised? Oh,
That must be what it is. We should hurry.
yes. We need to reseal it. Follow me. She runs towards the stairwell.
You guys get to find out what's in the sea room.
Hey, Victor, should we follow her or should we bounce?
You seem to have a good relationship with.
No, I'm a professional liar. Don't even. I hate everyone on this boat, including you.
Why don't you go do your job and interrogate her, and I'll go check on.
You're the professional torturer. I just make people sweat in front of a judge.
Yeah, so then go sweat. I'm gonna go check on our guys at the mess hall.
I don't know how to shoot a gun. You are staying with me.
Everyone else is split up. We might as well.
Fine. Are you really going to abandon me, Victor? Really? After all we've been through?
I just met you.
I know. And I'd like to think that I'm pretty top priority. I don't want to get killed by the giant octopus. So please come with me. And I will take off.
Okay.
I don't know if you'll be following me, but I do take off.
You're following Allison.
Yes.
All right. All right. And where are you going then, Cornwell?
I'm following lawyer dude.
Oh, so you are going with him. All right.
Yeah, Mr.
Oh, thank God.
All right. So you
had
meet
to
up with
explain
Erwin
argument.
pretty quickly because he was going up and you two were going down and you three were going down. And he has a 357 Magnum out.
Uh-oh.
And Allison looks at him and is like, why do you have that gun out? Did the sea life room get compromised?
Absolutely.
Nodding vehemently behind her.
Well, I need to reseal it. Cover me. How many came out? Were they?
I lost count.
No, it was probably just one. Its appearance is confusing the first time you see it. Anyway,
I'm gonna let her go past me, and I'm gonna shoot her in the head.
okay.
God damn it!
What are you doing? Why are we shooting everybody?
All right. You hit. So.
Oh yeah. By the way, I relayed everything that our handler told to him, so he can tell them too.
Yeah.
Is that a sanity check?
Well, hold on, one thing at a time, because you guys don't have time to brief each other yet. Because shoot.
Well, no. Like before that, when we were in the cafeterias, when I made the call, so I told him just in case I die, I just want to know that he has the instructions from
Erwin does. Yeah, Erwin does. All right.
We
But
just
not
need to
the
see
others.
if we kill this woman.
All right. First off, sand checks. Bo,
Cool.
what's your sanity?
I'm a 59 right now.
All right, you make that. So that's only one for seeing, a woman shot in the head with a large caliber revolver.
Oh, she's done so, huh?
Yeah. Well, she fell down. There's a big hole in her head.
Let's see if the Lazarus Project works.
Let's see here. Cornwell, what's your sanity?
54.
Yeah, one. You're just like whatever. And Erwin's adapted to violence, so he loses one as well because you adapted doesn't mean you're immune to it. It just means you always succeed on your sand check. So if there's
Oh, is that also another check for adapted to violence check?
Yeah. If you lose that, you put a check mark to it.
Okay.
Once you get 3 check marks, you're adapted to violence. So, anyways, you see her body falls down the stairs. Yeah.
Why?
The research here is over,
Oh, did we get a burn order?
basically.
Okay.
Okay.
That explains a lot. I'm going to zip tie her legs and her hands behind her back.
Okay. You do that.
That's why I got
Doesn't
double.
She doesn't seem to be regenerating.
Now I'm feeling kind of silly.
Well, it's always good to double check.
Yeah.
I'll take my gun out. It's just a regular ass 9mm.
All right.
I'm bad with this. I do need you all to know that. I got some. If I had brass knucks, we'd be square, but I don't think that's gonna help.
All of you see a blue light coming from below the stairwell.
Even me, I'm in the computer.
Except for the 3 people in the stairwell see that. You're still hacking and not making progress because Lopez changed the password. And then she disappeared.
And you used the password 123. What could it be now?
Yeah, exactly. So the people in the stairwell, you see a blue light heading up your way, and you hear footsteps.
Oh God! I hide behind both of them.
Okay, what are you doing?
Is there like some pipes and stuff that I can get behind?
Not in the stairwell. You can get into one of the hallways. You're on the first floor, the floor above the lab, and try and you're basically in the central stairwell. Well, no, it's not the central stairwell. That's by the bridge. Yeah, you can. There's several stairwells in the ship leading up and down. But yeah, someone's coming up and they're glowing blue.
I'm going to.
You can go back to the top deck, or you could run down the corridor.
I'm going to try to stand my ground and shoot whoever that is.
Okay. All right.
I'll get out my pistol.
All right. So both of you are standing your ground and shooting.
Sure.
All right. All right. You hit center mass. Cornwall, what's your firearms at?
It is 50.
Okay. 50. All right. You miss, or you think you do. But there is a man there, and he looks up at you, and he says, This is not beneficial. I'm only partially here. Do you want to talk, or do you not want my help?
What
Help
help
is
can you
good.
offer?
Huh?
Go for it.
I'm
What help
willing
can
to
you
accept
offer?
help.
Oh, good. I'm actually only projecting my image here. My physical body is in what I call the mirror world, what we've been calling the mirror world. You want I understand your response of shooting things you don't understand, but that doesn't always work. But Elsa did some damage, or is threatening everything. Well, not everything, but threatening everything in this vicinity. If you want to survive, you'll have to get my help. Does that understand? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Also threatening this ship.
Okay. Yes, there are multiple realities, and we found one through using the gene sequencing, the Cronus injection. There are other shots in the main lab. If you inject yourself, you can come here and you can learn, or you can escape what's coming. But Elsa called something up from the deep, and it's on its way.
Elsa did that?
Huh? Yes,
Did
Elsa
that?
did that. And the fact it feels like she's still alive. Did she actually die?
No, she was rescued.
Oh, that's unfortunate. It's going to be very angry that the blood sacrifice wasn't fully paid.
Angrier?
Yes. There's
I'm not
only.
worried, but
If Elsa is eliminated, would that stop the creature?
Oh no! Well, it was called to destroy the ship, but now it'll destroy everything man-made.
Everything man-made?
Yeah, in this area. So the oil platform as well.
If we shot Elsa now, would that prevent that?
Well, the ship would still be destroyed. And it would
that's-
probably. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if that's going to be enough. It's probably going to destroy the platform regardless. But I know something that will drive it away.
Illuminate.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'd rather just be able to escape and let it destroy everything man-made in the area.
Well, if you wanted to escape, yeah, you can just there's I think 4 or 5 shots left. You can just come with me to the mirror world, and I mean, this is what we should be doing as a species anyway, because what's being called up is just a preview of what's going to come for all of us soon. So anyways, you're talking, you're having a nice conversation with this guy. So meanwhile, I'll give Steven another computer use check. You make some progress. The virus is starting to work. There's loads and loads and loads of data.
Do I have to sit at the terminal while it works, or is it just I can walk away and let it do its thing over time?
Assuming no one notices that it's being deleted, you're fine. So as long as Ivan doesn't get the thing is, you're basically not only deleting it, you're telling it to rewrite the hard drives multiple times so they can't use, because you're guessing they have the budget to do forensic recovery if it comes to that.
Yeah.
So
for now, it's set, and I can do other things. Okay.
Yeah. So if Ivan gets suspicious, he can probably cut it off and recover at least part of the data. But, right now you're fine. So you
I guess with that in progress, the little tiny progress bar at like 2% and like slowly growing, I wander back out into the hallway. Oh, hey guys, what's happening?
Yeah. All right. So the entire team's here. So Dr. Sperry speaks. Yes. Yes. There's something I can. There is a way to drive it off. You'll have to get the welding tools. I'm not, to be honest, I don't really want to physically protect myself in the world right now, given what's coming. So if you want to come with me and leave everyone else to die, you could just inject yourself and come with me to the mirror world. If you can meet the other people there, they're very nice. They want to help us survive. Yeah. But otherwise, if you want to drive
do these other people have a name?
They do. It's not in English. It's not. There aren't really words for it. I mean, the people. They have different terms and things. I mean, they have a whole different language and culture. They use telepathy to communicate with other people outside their language. So it's just thought forms.
I'm kind of wondering, like, maybe they would have a name I would recognize with my cult role, or.
Nope.
No. Okay.
I mean, the cult is actual occultism, which is just kind of not actual Cthulhu mythos stuff.
Got it.
Unnatural is actual Cthulhu, mythos thing. So I'll let you roll your 5% on unnatural.
All right. Sure.
Nope.
All right. Fair enough.
So he says, "So what do you want to do? You can't hurt me.
Can you hurt us?"
Probably.
Don't like that hesitation. Oh, cool.
I'm just thinking about how I would do it. To be honest, it's like, why would I do it? You can't hurt me now at this point.
Yeah.
What happened?
To be honest, this is not about me per se. It's about helping the rest of the world. The knowledge that we have here can help humanity. I mean, if you want to see what's coming for everyone, just wait around here. This what will happen now in the next few hours will then happen to the humanity, all of the planet, sooner or later.
So it's going to take a few hours for this thing to roll up?
Yeah, it's been called up from the deep.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to go. I'm just going to go check on Elsa just real quick, because I am very worried about everyone here being destroyed.
Look, you can't escape by aircraft. At this point, I would not try to use a helicopter. Yeah, that's the word. I would not work that.
It'll knock the helicopter out of the sky.
There's probably other things being called up. Yeah, Elsa would be very thorough about that. There's something in the air. I'm not sure what it is. It's distant, but it's watching.
Can you read minds? Because how'd you know I was going to try to get a helicopter?
It's simple logic. I know how that's how I got here, was through a helicopter.
I was going to suggest, should we search Elsa's room to see if we can find some sort of, I don't know, manner in which she called these things up to try and find a way to put them down again?
Do whatever you want. I'm trying to help you. You don't have
Well,
to.
I'm asking you. Would you think that there would be something in her room that would help us to do that? Like
She was a brilliant scholar, and she could translate ancient text into their phonetic expressions to understand the hypergeometric effects. That's a rare combination of skills, unless you have Aramaic and Latin and a dozen other languages, and a in-depth knowledge of medieval mystery cults. I doubt you would be able to flawlessly recite the phonetic expressions necessary for this.
Absolutely. I'm totally down to grab one of those shots. So if you could just lead the way.
It's in the main lab in the refrigerator. They're labeled Cronus.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go grab one. I'm going to hold on to it until the very last second, but I will pull that ripcord.
Oh, yes. Okay. I see your analogy, your idiom, the expression.
No, I get you. I know what you mean.
Out of character, are you saying that you're doing that, or are you actually doing that?
He is going to go and grab one of those.
All right.
And he is saying that out loud, but he's not injecting himself with it, no.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
could you free Lazarus, by the way? I hate for him to be in the cage.
he bites people.
Well, when you try and kill him.
Can you take him into the mirror world as an out of our world?
If you inject him with a shot, yes.
I take a shot and I inject the rat with it.
All right.
Why?
3 left. The rat turns blue and fades away.
You know why? Because I just got rid of an unkillable rat.
I guess that's your shot then, huh?
Yeah.
I am taking one of the other shots right now, not injecting myself, but I'm taking possession.
Yeah, no, I see that. I see that.
Dibs.
Yeah. All right.
Out of character, maybe we can kill this monster through like literary techniques.
Well, literally injecting it with words. Yeah, you could try and inject it with it. You don't know what it is or how you're going to be able to inject it with a hypodermic needle. So if that's your plan, I'm excited to see how it works out.
How many of these shots are left, by the
there are
way?
3.
I'll take one.
Yeah, everybody but Steven has one now.
All right.
All the
sounds
cool
like
kids have
Steven's
Lazarus.
problem.
Wow. I was trying to get rid of an unkillable rat, and I found I just saw a window.
It's now in another universe.
There we go.
Good job.
Well, listen, Doc, thank you so very much. If I could just have a moment to consult with my friends about our impending demise.
Oh, yeah, you don't have telepathy. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, you do need the privacy.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I don't.
It just disappears.
Dick.
I think you heard that.
You don't have telepathy. Okay, so listen, what is our plan? I'm freaking out.
Get a lifeboat.
Well, if the monster's coming soon, it doesn't sound like science guy Steven, what you're doing over there.
Steve?
I was putting the virus to get rid of all the data. I was trying to complete the mission.
Okay, so the mission is done though, right?
Well, it'll take a while for the virus to go into effect, but I got rid of the unkillable rat, which was something we couldn't do before.
No, you sent the unkillable rat to the space outside of our reality.
Right, so it's gone.
For now. Cool plan. Cool short-sighted plan.
Out of sight, out of mind.
That's the Delta Green motto.
Why did they have those green boxes for?
I think I'm getting an ulcer. Okay, this is a terrible plan. I hate this. I hate this organization.
You and me both.
Okay. So if it's something that's like in the air that we can't escape from, and probably under the water.
He said there was a way that he knew of to drive it away. So maybe whenever he comes back, we ask him about that.
Hey, Bruce, did you want to talk?
Oh, yes.
Fucker. God, you fucker.
You were thinking
about
about it.
time.
You mentioned me, so I heard.
You said there's a possible way to drive this monster away. What would that be?
We go down to the next level. There's a sealed room, room 304.
God damn it! I knew it. I knew you were going to say that.
And then we lure out one of the predators, and its presence will drive away the thing that's been called out. and then you just have to. Then you can call a helicopter and get away from it. You just have to avoid the predator now. If you feed it one person, that should be enough. I guess
Have to be
Allison.
alive?
No, I guess Allison's corpse would do. As long as you don't attract its attention. It really doesn't like these things. The thing being called from the deep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so very much. I am going to get the helicopter a-coming, though.
Do what you want. I mean, again, if it gets too close to the oil platform before you bring out the predator, I don't know what to call it exactly. I mean, it's a predatory organism from what's the phonetic expression? It's a flat surface, raised area, flat. I know the phrase. In English text, people call it ling, I believe. Anyways, that was Elsa mentioned that the Hermes went to ling. Yeah. So yeah, it's a coterminous gate. Well, you get the welding equipment's over here. He walks over down the corridor. There's torch and tank and everything.
Not it. I'm just calling it. Not it.
Not it for what? Opening the door?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna call Agent.
Well, I think our plan should be to put the dead body out in the hallway for it to eat, and then we unlock the door and then just leave. Hopefully they'll just, No.
You'll have to. It's not not hovering right around the gate right now. You have to go in and sort of call out to it. It's
cool. I got a plan.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Petrovich.
Yes.
Yeah, we got everything under control here. You said you had a team, right?
Yeah, I could call them. They're not here right now. The plan was to helicopter them in.
Okay, I mean it's a non-aggressive threat. I do have something that I want you to take a look at, though. It seems totally fine. Like, our hazmat suits are off.
Okay. Your persuade is 60.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on.
No, it's fine. I need to stay on. I'm a manager. I can't sit up. And I really don't have the
totally
patience.
fine.
Yeah.
You said you had a second in command, or did you send them down here already?
No, I told you to look for him. Did you find Richard?
Yeah. It's actually about Richard.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not looking so good for Richard, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll stay on the oil platform then.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Glad we had this talk. Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
No. You just follow my instructions one at a time. This is Dr. Sperry. Follow my instructions one at a time. First, unweld the door, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Does that require a roll or?
Nope.
Okay.
It's Dr. Sperry will help you. He'll think, all right, do this.
Can we have a group? Can we have a group meeting about this?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay.
We'll summon you back when we think of you, friend.
Yeah.
No, that's how it works. Yes.
That's not comforting.
Like, take a shot. You'll ascend to a higher evolution of humanity. I mean, this is how it works.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Should we take Petrovich out? Because if he really wants to restart this research, he's got to go.
I
mean, everyone needs to go here.
Making plans to stop the horrible thing coming to kill all of us.
I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone.
I mean, I think we need to destroy the whole ship, because I think destroying some of the data will be good, but they've already got everything in motion right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right. So let's smash the ship up. Okay. So what if? Hear me out. Terrible plan. What if, when we open that door, we do let it destroy this ship, but we also maybe try to get this thing onto the oil platform?
The creature coming up from the deep?
No. The predator.
Okay, sure.
Because, we don't have to fight it. Let's let everyone else. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't have the team on platform. Well, it'll solve all our problems.
It sounds like a wonderful plan.
It's been 5 years since that big oil spill. I think that the Gulf of Mexico has recovered. For a second.
Can we try and sabotage the engines at all?
You don't have mechanics or anything like that. You don't know how the engines work well enough. I mean, you could just shoot the engine a bunch of times and hope for the best, or start a fire and hope for the best. Question
Yeah,
mark?
I have electronics. I don't have mechanics. I can't like
You could start an electrical fire. That'll
start.
eventually fuck it up.
Trevor, do you have anything you could help with us for causing engine fire?
I have demolitions. I was thinking maybe I could rig the fuel on here to blow and maybe damage enough of the platform to drop the platform too.
Platform's way too massive. Fuel explosion. It's a decommissioned oil rig. It doesn't have. It only has enough fuel to run the generators. So it's not going to compromise. It would take a massive, lengthy fire to destabilize the entire platform. Like they're fucking big structures. Like
Right.
they're not easy to destroy.
Weird.
Yeah. So you don't know. Yeah. If you had if you had asked for plastique or something like that, you might have been able to figure out key struts and shit like that. And but you're talking about like demolition that would take 6 hours to set up at a minimum. Like again, it's a big thing. So
Yeah, so while all the guards are watching on, don't mind me. I'm
yeah, exactly.
checking for.
All right. So are you unwelding the door?
I guess so.
All right.
I'm not really sure.
Unweld the door. Dr. Sperry appears again, and you sort of kick it open. Who's going in?
I am
All right. What's your stand?
3.
What your sanity is 3?
83.
83. Okay.
Damn.
I was gonna say. All right.
You're
lose
very well
one.
adjusted.
You lose 1. As you see at the far end of the room, there is what was an octopus, but it's been flattened out into a rectangular shape. Its tentacles are strewn about to form a sort of doorway. Its head is at the top of the door, and it's this pulsing, organic, tentacly portal that's sort of glowing. There's sort of a soft mist coming out of it.
Oh, fuck no. I'm turning around.
Cool.
So Dr. Sperry's there. He's like, yes, that's the that's coterminous with Ling. Predators come through there. They can sense these apex predators are averse to fight each other. So they do not want to despoil each other's turf. So if you summon one, then the other will not come. And I believe this one is more. This one is far more survivable. Someone's got a fan on.
I do. Sorry. I'm gonna turn that off.
So the so Dr. Sperry, that's the only way I could see dealing with it. You summon one apex predator, the other one will sense its presence and leave. Then you just have to survive this one apex predator. And there's at least one corpse you can use to feed it long enough for you to make your escape on a life vessel, or if you could wait. I don't know how long a helicopter will take. We'll say 90 minutes for a helicopter.
How soon is the monster to arrive?
It's hard to tell. Less than 2 hours.
Maybe we call for a pickup at get an evac for 2 hours.
Or just call it now and we can start.
And tell them to arrive in 2. Because if they arrive in 90 minutes and this thing isn't here, then apparently that helicopter is donezo.
Well, if you now that you have access to the coterminous gate, it probably only take 5-10 minutes of effort to call it. Maybe half an hour to actually get it here. The Ling predator.
Beep, boop, 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 boop. I'm calling Agent Carpenter.
All right. This is Control.
Hi, Control. This is Agent Bo.
Let him know I figured out how to kill the unkillable.
No, that they need context. Hey, so listen, we need an evac immediately.
Have you finished? Has the project been destroyed?
Yes, I believe that.
You believe that, or you know that?
I'm looking for his name. Steven uploaded a virus, and it's just taking care of it. We are in the process of destroying the ship.
When's the ETA for finishing the virus?
Let me. What's the ETA for the virus, my man?
Can I make a check to know that?
Yep. It will be 2 hours 15 minutes.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
I have not been good at lying today. 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay. Well then, all right. I'll have an evac for you in 2 hours 30 minutes. I'll give you 15 minutes of additional time to clear up any of the loose ends.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Think.
I don't like this timetable, guys.
No, it's not a good timetable.
There's something coming up and above, and also we got to bring the thing through there. So what do we think is the safer bet? Waiting as long as we can for those things to not show up, or summoning this thing and just trying to hold out for 2.5 hours?
I say we should probably just summon it.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
All right. So you want to summon it? Okay. Okay. The speed in which you do can be controlled by how many people you put out. But obviously, at least one person is fine. They simply have to step through the gate. I would recommend tying a rope, so it's rather misty, so it can be hard to find the exact gate. It's also not visible on the other side. On the far side, there is a phonetic chant, Tekela Li. And then just think, just focus all of your mind on the blood. You have to cut some part of your body and have blood spill onto the ground, and keep saying Tequila Lee and think about blood. And then you'll get a vision. You'll see yourself in the distance as you momentarily your mind swap with the predator, and that's how it sort of it's a bit of a sadistic predator and wants you to know you're being hunted, and then go back through the gate and it'll follow you through the gate. Of course, if it encounters a human corpse before it finds you, it'll eat that corpse, and hopefully it will stay around long enough to drive off the other predator.
All right, I think at this point,
of course, I should mention Dr. Holliday did go through the gate, and maybe he went into Ling. He found some priests there. He said they were very enlightened. If you might just step through and just see if you can call out for Dr. Holliday and see if he's nearby, and maybe he can give you more information or some sort of additional aid.
I was gonna say at this point,
some of the thing, let it wreck the area, and I figure this gate's done when he's done.
Yeah, this gate is very fragile. Actually, I mean, this will be coterminous for very long. This poor creature was not meant to. It won't live very long, even under optimal conditions. And anyway, so yeah, who wants to go through the gate?
Well, I was gonna say, I think at this point my character is probably the least mission critical, since we're not trying a simple cleanup anymore.
But you need to monitor the virus.
Right, but that's sort of a moot point if a kraken comes up and swallows the whole thing.
No, we definitely need you to make sure the virus goes off without a hitch.
All right.
We need you to sign.
Bo's the least mission critical person.
Bo is not letting on. I think that Victor and Erwin have a lot of crossover in their technical abilities. I'm thinking maybe one of them. I have some things I need to take care of above deck because Dr. Lopez is still sort of a variable. I could go and try to talk to her.
Yeah, see, I'm feeling a little at the end of my rope right now, but it seems like Mr. Spec Ops guy can can handle some shit. So
Yeah, I agree.
I tried.
All right. So,
Good.
Erwin, are you going to go through the gate?
You're a very brave
You
man,
know-
Erwin.
The hell? Yeah, I will, and I'm taking the extra shot with me, so at least one of you is screwed to do.
That's
Oh,
listen,
Sperry says, "Oh, you can't take the shot through the. It'll ruin the shot if you take it into another universe."
I'll hold on to it for him.
no.
Yeah. You certainly you would not want to inject yourself while you're in laying that. Woo. Woo.
What if I inject myself? Can't go through the gate.
Oh, you can't go through the gate if you inject yourself. That's why I can't do it for you.
Hey,
All
can
right.
one of these predators hurt you?
I'll hold on to it. I won't use it.
Oh, they could if
All
we
right.
were in the same universe. I'm really. You're only seeing a mental projection of me.
Got it.
I'll give it a try.
I'm holding on to his shot. I'll give it back when he comes back.
All right, Erwin, what's your current sanity?
82.
All right. You lose another one. Stepping through a gate is weird, and you don't like it. But after a moment, you're in a sort of a cool, misty, flat plain. The ground is very dry.
sorry, was
you
that
see-
one lose one?
Only the person who steps through the gate loses one. You see in the distance there is a barren tree off to your right. To your left, you see a low stone wall that looks ancient. What do you do?
I'll head towards the wall.
All right, you head towards the wall. As you get towards the end of it, it's like a corner of a stone wall. You see past it. There is sort of a building, some sort of stone building.
I'll approach the building.
Okay, you approach the building. As you get closer, you can hear chanting. That's that sort of thing. Almost like throat undulating. You see a doorway. Do you want to go to the doorway and sort of peek around the corner?
Yeah.
Okay, do that. You see a fire in a large hall, and there are like half a dozen robed figures sort of meditating and chanting. One of them has his hood down, and you see a human face that looks vaguely like Dr. Holliday.
I'll tap the barrel of 357 on the door frame.
There's no door frame; it's just an open doorway. But you can do it on.
That's
the
what I mean. There's
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
On the,
Ding, ding, ding.
yeah.
They keep chanting. Dr. Holliday looks up though, and he calls out, "Are you a visitor who greets us in open arms, or are you a trespasser who comes bearing arms and ill will?"
The first one.
Then lower your arm, brother, and come and join us and receive our wisdom. Tell us, do you have stories to bring?
Yes. I'll tuck the gun into my belt behind me,
Okay.
and I'll tell them that something's coming from the other side on the other side of the gate to eat everything on the other side of the gate.
Oh, you speak of, yes, Earth.
Yes.
I was telling the others of it was the place of my birth. They remember it in their distant past that they visited Earth many moons ago, but they no longer have. Until they initiated me, and I have learned so much since then that it sounds terrible. We will give you shelter here from such threats. That gate will nothing will come through that gate to harm you. You are safe here, brother.
Well, I was hoping to draw something from here to thwart the hunter on the other side.
Oh, I see. And what are you willing to offer, brother?
A life for a life.
Your life?
I was hoping to avoid that. I have another one in mind.
Oh. Well, whose life then?
Better
I only
not.
see your life here.
If something can protect the rest of my team
Mhm.
and stop what's happening on the other side, then yes, I'll trade my life for their life.
Very well. You are brave to sacrifice yourself for your companions. Name them, and they shall be protected.
Damn it! I gotta remember everyone's characters' names.
Also,
like-
out of character, you're not following the instructions Dr. Sperry gave you at all.
I
But it's
know.
fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't. I didn't trust Dr. Sperry. So.
All right. That's that. Yeah. There you go. That's a choice.
And going off script is always more fun.
One is Stephen Wallace.
Very well. So he shall be protected.
What were out of character? What's the other two names? I know my character sounds right, but I don't think you would have lost them completely.
Yeah.
I am Bo Pfeiffer.
Bo Feiger.
Pfeiffer. All right.
Pfeiffer. I was thinking of Kevorkian's lawyer.
No.
Sorry.
Okay.
You mispronounced his name. No, someone else will be saved.
And I was like, ah!
I'm invincible. I'm Victor Cornwell.
And Victor Cornwell.
Very well. Do you wish to sacrifice your life in blood or in toil?
Blood.
Are you sure, brother?
Well, I certainly don't want to toil for someone else.
You shall die a free man then.
Yeah.
Two rope figures grab you, one on each arm, and they pin you to the ground. So, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Are you going to fight back, or are you going to let them sacrifice you?
Fight back, I guess.
Great fight testing.
All right, you suddenly realize, oh, sacrifice my life. Oh, that's what that means.
Oh, die? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, weird. All right. 32. All right. Let's
My
all
character
right.
does have an intelligence of 8, I will point out.
All right. Yeah, and he has ignorant on there. So yeah, all right, that's fair. He one of them rolled a crit fail, so as he's pinned, you easily kick him into the fire. And you the robe pulls back and you see a horned figure with cloven hooves, a satyr-like humanoid that squeals in pain. The others recoil from it. Let's see here.
I don't think we're getting our protection.
Yeah, no. Weirdly enough.
Sit traded a life. There's
Yeah.
one life.
All right, so you lose one sanity from that, because it's really bad. So you're on your feet. Are you just going to run now, or what?
Yeah.
Okay. So you start running back to the portal. Let's see if you can find it, because you didn't tie a rope to yourself either.
I was hoping I was kind of following the wall.
How do you
Yeah.
guys think this is going? I think it's going well.
All right. You
He's
see,
been gone a little ways.
you
No
look at
news
your
is good
tracks
news.
and you're able to run through the portal. As you hear Dr. Holliday's voice, "You shall be cursed. The predator, you shall all be consumed. You shall get more than what you bargained for, you fool. Do not throw upon our, you come at us with deception and foolishness." Anyways, so on and so forth. So yeah, Erwin comes back.
So how'd it go?
Yeah, how'd it go, man?
Yeah, devils. Give me the shot.
Are they gonna I give it back to him. Are we gonna get the monster thing to help us?
We're gonna get a monster thing. I'm fairly sure we're gonna get a monster thing.
Hey, how
Good.
come your hazmat suit isn't breached?
Let's see. Well, he didn't take any damage. He was just pinned. So.
Well, no, because he had to cut himself for the ritual to do the blood thing.
Oh yeah, he didn't do that. So that's why it's not breached. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so why isn't your suit breached?
Oh, because I found people on the other side.
Mm. Cool.
Were they nice?
No.
Oh, okay.
All three of you get also a splitting headache all of a sudden. Blood starts coming out your nose. As you are cursed. You each take 1 point of damage. You gave your true names away.
What the fuck did you do?
Fuck, man.
Is this supposed to happen, Doc?
No. It seems your companion failed to bargain successfully with the men of Ling.
Yes,
Cool.
I would
I
say.
have a quick question for the doctor. As there are no more shots, is there any way to bring me across to the mirror world too? Even I gave you your pet rat back.
Oh, now you want to go.
We don't seem to have any good options anymore.
Well, let me think about it. I suppose that might be possible. Well, you could manufacture another one. The formula's in the gene sequencer if you can work the machine.
Start walking towards the lab.
All right. What are the rest of you? The
I
three
live,
of you?
I die, I breathe again.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a feeling situation's pretty bad. So I'm gonna go and chill near the helideck.
All right.
Y'all have royally screwed the pooch on this.
All right. So you're heading up the stairwell.
We have screwed the pooch?
I did nothing wrong. My performance was flawless.
Exactly.
I saved someone from killing themselves.
Let's see.
Like,
here.
Yeah, and then you also got
As
put
you're
all
heading up
of
the
us in danger.
stairwell, Ivan's Petrovich comes back on the radio. It's like, who the hell do you work for?
The DOD. What are you talking about?
Lopez is up here. She's telling me you took shots at her.
What?
I mean, we have these shots.
No, you
Definitely
tried to
didn't.
kill her.
I definitely didn't shoot at Lopez.
Nobody shot at Lopez. She was the one who slit her throat.
I see her gunshot.
No, that was
wound.
Elsa.
You stay on the ship. You're not DOD. I've just called them back. They don't have a team on their way. They never like something's fucked up here. You're not who are you?
I'll turn
It's
it
a
off.
long story I'd like to explain face to face.
Okay. No, you stay on that fucking ship. I'm calling the reinforcements right now, and we're gonna and they're gonna have a lot of guns, and they're gonna get answers out of you. One more, they're never gonna find your bodies.
All right.
Come out with your hands up and unarmed, and then we'll talk.
Hold on. Full disclosure, in all seriousness, all truth, all cards on the table. Why don't you ask Lopez about the mirror world that Dr. Is it Sperry that we've been talking to? Out of character?
Yeah.
Yes. That Dr. Sperry is in right now. Like, this whole situation's really bad, and it turns out they summoned something that's going to come and kill all of us. So I think we're all sort of working for the same people now.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. My job is to protect the research and the researchers, not to see them shot. What happened to Burke?
Burke's having a little nap.
Yeah. I don't have. Should I just tell this guy the truth?
It doesn't matter to me. I left. I'm in a laboratory mixing chemicals.
We're basically fucked. Should I just tell him?
I mean, we are. The
I'm
question
getting
is,
out my MP5 and loading it.
Hey, yeah, our team idiot shot her.
Yeah,
And
you're
then he fucking
come out with your hands up. If you leave this boat without, my guys have guns on the ship. You try to leave the ship without being armed, they'll just shoot on sight.
Okay, I mean, hey, listen, man, you send your fucking guys down here if you.
We're
wanna
not
come
sending
at
them
us.
down there. You stay down there. We're getting reinforcements, and
Hey,
then
listen.
we'll smoke your ass out.
Yeah, you wish you could. What's coming is gonna tear through us, and then it's gonna tear through you. Good luck, son.
maybe we can have him come to destroy the ship.
Maybe we should just take the ship.
Just sail away.
Well, the monster's on the ship, or going to be on the ship soon, because remember the gate's on the ship. So
Yep.
Can we destroy the gate?
I'm going to try to sneak towards the top of the ship, I guess.
All right, so let's do this person by person to make sure everyone gets a chance to act. All right, Steven's already said what he's doing, which is trying to make another Chrono shot. So I'll roll your biology, which is 50%, right?
Mhm.
All right. Well, it's not going great. You rolled a 72. But that rat was taken care of, so it was all worth it. Bo, what is your action?
It's impossible.
Wait,
Bo,
what were
actually,
you trying
you
to
spent
do?
your action talking to Petrovich, so
Yeah, that's fine.
What were you trying
Cornwell,
to
what are you
biology?
doing? What?
What were we doing trying to biology?
Well, Steven was. He was trying to make another shot.
Another shot. Oh, another shot.
Another
another
Chrono
Chrono
shot.
Oh, okay.
Injection. So, because he doesn't want, he would rather go to the mirror world rather than be eaten by a monster.
Okay.
You're-
I'm gonna try and go back to the engine room.
You go to the engine room. Okay, you're in the engine room. What are you going to do in the engine room?
Oh, sorry. Not the command, not the engine room. The bridge.
All right. All right. That'll take longer. So you're heading up to the bridge. Erwin, what are you doing? Travis.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep forgetting the character's name. I'm trying to sneak out of the ship and back onto the.
Okay, well, they have spotlights on the ship and armed gun riflemen.
All right, team, divide and conquer.
There's no, your stealth penalty is -60. What's your stealth skill?
Yeah, that's not going to work. When I realized
you can't sneak directly off the ship onto the oil platform without being spotted. You could run to cover where the riflemen wouldn't have a shot at you, but they would then definitely know you're there, and you'd be pinned down there. So you could also jump off the ship and swim around and try and climb up a ladder on the other side of the oil platform, but that's real dangerous for numerous reasons.
Yes, I'm going to pass on that. I guess I'll go with the scientist again.
To where the where's?
With the scientist, Justin's character.
Oh, the main lab.
Right.
All right, so you go to the main lab. Yeah, he's just mixing him. Let's see here. So we'll get back to Steven after everyone else acts because it takes time to mix chemicals. Bo, what are you gonna do? You've just had your conversation with Petrovich.
I don't even know. I'm a lawyer. God damn it.
Go down.
I don't know why they sent me here. I'm a goddamn lawyer.
Be like,
well, someone made a choice when, like, hey, this adventure takes place on an oil platform investigating biotech. I know what's great, a lawyer.
I may have missed that part.
The one paragraph.
You should read the right after and be like, well, under C-section 5, you're the one who's out of line for.
Yeah. All right. Anyways,
give me. Come back to me. Circle back.
All right. So Cornwell, you're at the bridge.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
What was the thing that we prevented? We set up something.
Lopez already fixed that.
Oh, great!
Okay.
Thanks, Lopez.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna start making preparation to try and drive the ship somewhere else.
Do you have? I don't suppose you have a pilot boat skill, do you?
I have drive.
Not the same thing. It's a fucking 10,000 ton. Do you have piloting?
I have piloting at 20%.
Is that the default?
No, it's default
Why is it
0.
Oh yeah, you actually know how to pilot a boat. Not very well.
And they said a lawyer wouldn't be useful.
All those yachting lessons paid off.
Upper crust.
All right. Do you have any relevant skills, Cornwell? Do you have navigation?
I've navigated 10.
Okay, so base. What do you want to do? Do you have? Tell me what you want to do. Like to get the boat to go direction of piloting. Would you have it 0?
I'll stare for a while and go like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and then I'll get on the mic and say, hey, I don't know how to pilot a boat.
All right.
Just in the clear. Just on all frequencies.
Just over the loudspeaker
Sure.
on the boat.
Yeah, you can see the spotlights from the helideck looking down on you, and you see the silhouettes of armed men pointing their rifles at your, sort of at the boat, watching the gangways. So yeah.
I have navigate. I don't know if that translates into piloting boats. But...
let's see here. Well, that would tell to go towards land. That which might be important.
I'm navigating 50.
Yeah. But you're in the lab right now, so you heard.
Well, if he's announcing it, I mean.
Yeah. All right. Are you going to go up to the? So is everybody but Steven going up to the bridge then?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're all heading up. Steven, I'll give you another chance to make a shot. Let's see here. Maybe you're not totally confident about this one. It's better than last time, but you're not sure.
I'll put that one in my pocket and keep working.
Okay. That's when everyone hears this just sort of high-pitched, almost like a tuning fork, but and it's just kind of then like a tuning fork thing then goes into a grinder, and then it's just this sharp, unnatural sound, and then there's like a suction, like a vacuum, and the entire ship shudders. So Dr. Sperry appears in the line. He says, "Oh, the Predator's here."
Oh, yeah, we gathered.
But the gate lost cohesion. So
Okay.
What does that mean?
oh well, the octopus gate died.
He's in the lab, right?
Yeah,
I ask him. I pull out the shot. Does this look good?
I can't tell. I'm a projection. I mean,
Well, I'm gonna keep working, but hold this one in reserve.
yeah, you're the closest to it right now. Well, it'll actually probably detect Burke's corpse first, so that'll buy you a little bit of time.
Give me one more roll.
All right. Anyways, so the three of you hear that.
Hey, guys, listen. What do you think the odds are that they would just accept my surrender if I walked out there with my hands behind my head?
Well, they would arrest you, but then you'd just be arrested.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, so they'll arrest me before they can get anyone here to, evacuate me. That thing will tear through everyone to get to me.
Yeah.
I would rather have a bunch of dudes between me and the thing and then just try and jump on a helicopter, because I don't think taking this boat anywhere is going to get us somewhere we want to be, which is alive.
A fair point.
I'm going to do it.
That's why I'm working on
to
a
try
shot.
it. I'm going to, yeah.
Or
yeah,
if you don't want your shot, I'll just take it and stop trying to make my own. But
By the way, to get us to
I
Bodhi
mean,
before that.
let's not get crazy here. I'm going to keep the shot. I'm going to hold that in my cheeks if I have to. But I am thinking about surrendering myself.
Are you trying to conceal the shot from them?
You know what? No. You know what? I'm going to do the only altruistic thing Bo has ever done in his whole life. I will give Steven the shot.
oh, thank you.
All right.
All right. Listen, if it is like an 80% chance that I'm going to get lit up. So I'll try to flag Petrovich on the walkie.
Yes.
I'm willing to surrender myself.
right.
Frankly, and I'll in a hushed tone, these three are lunatics. I want out, but that means I want protection from them.
Yeah. Come out with your hands up or hands on your head. Walk up the stairs. If you try anything funny, you'll be shot.
You're not going to shoot me if I don't try anything funny, right?
They will only shoot you if they think you're trying something funny.
Absolutely. Oh my God, I am trusting you. Please don't shoot me. And I'm going to do that because everything about this situation is terrible. And there is at least a chance that I might be able to escape on that helicopter that's a-coming.
All right. Those are words.
It made sense.
Yeah, there's a certain logic. All right. So he leaves from the bridge and starts walking out. What are the three of you going to do?
He's given me the shot, so I have his shot now.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do now is check on the progress of the virus.
Let's see. I said 2 hours, 15 minutes. All of this has been like 30 minutes tops.
I just want to make sure nobody's found it and is reversing it.
Nope. Oh, that's a good point. Let's see. He distrusts you. Yeah, progress has stopped.
Okay. I call in to Carpenter just real quick. I'm like, broken arrow.
Okay.
That means we've been overrun and we're not going to make it out.
Aha.
All right. So there's just acknowledged. Then the line goes dead.
That's all.
You fucker.
All right. Well, you could succeed on your sand check. So you're like, I got that shot. I'm fine. Let's see here. So, Bo, you're walking up the stairs. Your hands on your head. There's gunmen, pointing their guns at you. The three of you are watching this happen.
Yep.
You don't know where the monster is. It's somewhere below deck. You're on the. So,
I'm gonna try the shot.
Okay.
Everyone for themselves.
Steven, what's your stand? Steven, what's your stand?
Justin.
Justin.
Oh, sorry, me. 59.
59. All right, you don't lose any. You crit succeed on your sand check. Yeah, he disappeared in blue light.
That looks pretty awesome. I guess I'll take my shot too.
Cornwell.
Fuckers.
Cornwell, what's your sanity?
53.
All right. Two of your colleagues just turned into blue light and disappeared. You lose 5 sand. Fight, flight, or freeze.
I'm gonna fight.
Out of character, the only reason I did that is because I could succeeded on it, so I was like, that looks really awesome.
You need to get off this boat. You need to get off this boat. You start running.
Bye.
And you're running real fast. And you have a gun in your hand, so the riflemen are going to shoot at you. One misses.
Yes.
The other hits you.
Okay.
For 5 damage.
Okay.
Down. Well, guess what? The gunmen are a little trigger itchy, and they start shooting at you, Bo. Just as you're near the
You fuckers.
one misses you. That was all 3 of them. So what's your action, Bo? You could hide behind cover and try and talk them down. You could I don't know. What do you want to do?
Fuck. Okay, so how far did I get?
You're basically at the top of the stair. You're almost at the top of the stairs. You're almost on top of the holodeck.
I'm just gonna lay down
Yeah.
and put my hands on my head. Just lay on my belly.
All right, they don't kill you. Good job. At least immediately. Cornwell, you're bleeding out on the main boat deck. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try and jump off.
Into the water?
Yeah.
Shark swim.
Yeah. What's your athletics?
30.
30.
Oh boy.
I mean, you're sane now. You can act. You don't have to jump off. You're done running.
Okay. I'll try and get into cover.
All right. You drag yourself into cover because if you fell off the water, you would have died. You would have been pulled under and just died. But yeah, you're bleeding though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still have the syringe.
You do have the syringe.
I'll stare at that for a while.
Okay. A gunman's coming down. He's yelling at you to put your weapons down and hands on your head.
Okay, I'll stab myself with the syringe.
All right, he disappeared. All right,
Cool.
so we'll let you know what the other 3 team members do in a second. So, Bo, you're brought to the bridge of the oil or the command center of the oil platform. Petrovich and Lopez are there.
Hello.
They who are you with?
Beans. Full disclosure.
I'm with
Because at this point, because I saw him disappear off the deck, right?
Who? Oh, yeah. There's a flash of blue light.
Because at this point, everyone else has fucking disappeared into the mirror realm.
Yeah.
I assume.
Yep.
I work for Delta Green.
That's when the missile hit. The drone strike happens. So the last thing you see, the flames consume the command center. Petrovich is just annihilated, but Lopez is just blown apart. But then you see her picking herself back up as her body knits itself back together again.
Great.
And she says, "I'll be seeing all of you." She actually grabs you and drags you. We have words. I need cover, and she injects you with something, and your body starts knitting itself together again.
Oh, God damn it!
You're gonna be my cover story, asshole. And she throws you in a life vessel as the 2 of you escape. As she, between the missile and Lopez shooting anyone who gets in her way, you 2 escape. But
I made it.
You did make it. As the immortal slave.
Survived.
Yep.
Hooray!
Well, I mean, Delta Green. Now you're the new opera. You're the next mission. After you resurface, Delta Green's like, "How the fuck did you show up again?"
Well, I did leave that cryptic comment. I didn't super explain it, but I was like, "How do you kill the unkillables?" So they have a little detail.
Yep.
It's a perfect plot hook.
Yep. Don't worry, Lopez will use you as bait and let you get caught by Delta Green.
Great.
So, yeah. So yeah, that'll be a fun way to spend eternity. But anyways, the three of you who survive are in the ship, but everything is slightly different. Dr. Sperry is there, Dr. Adam is there, Vivian Adam. They explain, there are other realities. And in some timelines, in some realities, humanity perishes or becomes the slaves of monsters. And the only way we can survive is if we change enough that we're no longer weak, that we no longer believe in delusions, that we no longer believe in weakness. So you made the right step. But we need to bring this knowledge back. It'll take some time. But you still have some residual psychic links to your loved ones, and we can use that to teach them how to make more injections, so we can bring more of humanity into the fold. So we can protect them against the end times. That's what you want, right?
My character lost a lot of sanity, so my character is all for this.
Yeah.
I'm all for it because I'm kind of a survival nut.
Yeah. So Cornwell.
Fuck.
All right. So yep. That's where it starts, and you're all cool with it because you're no longer sane or insane. You're unsane. Yeah. So that was Red Willow. The basic thing is, what if you took mythos rituals and encoded them into DNA and then injected them into things? It turns out you can embed a resurrection spell into a living creature so that it self-resurrects, or a gate spell to make it into a living gate, or another type of gate spell to have it connect to another universe. So
super glad none of us injected ourselves with whatever happened to that octopus. That would have been a lot of sand loss.
Yeah, that would be death. Like you turn into
to the teammates. They're watching their friend just turn into a portal.
Yep. Well, they stopped making Hermes after the octopus. They're like, we shouldn't do that anymore. That was a failed experiment. So, question, comments, suggestions. You guys have fun?
I liked it a lot. I guess it's sort of like in the middle. I just sort of ran out of options, and that's why I was like, well, I was the mission as much as I could, which is why I got rid of the rat, because she said everything. I was like, how do I get rid of an unkillable rat? Send it to another universe. But then eventually it was just like, there's nothing to do. We're all going to die. And I was like, oh, I want to go make some more serum.
No. Yeah, it was some Kobayashi Maru shit in the middle of there.
Yeah, I
guess it is a Delta Green scenario. It's the idea.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no, I liked it though. It was really good.
Yeah, I liked it. A lot of fun. I'm sorry for forgetting my own character's name so often.
It's fine. It's fine. It's a one shot, and I try and do that to bring up the immersion, but that can be I've done it too as a player. I'm like, what's my name? So
I guess like having not played Delta Green, having listened to a lot of it's like I'm not really sure what our out was. Mm-hmm. Like we kind of got to a point like we just seem like before we just went off the deep end and like fuck it, we're doing it live. Like it kind of felt like.
Well, if you hadn't shot Burke, that's kind of when things, or if it stopped Elsa from killing herself, or secured her earlier, like visited, you had several opportunities. Did you want to go? Like, the optimal thing probably would have been like, don't spend so much time in one location. Go to every location. Find out.
We turned a little too hard.
Or split up and be like, okay, we're gonna have one person go here and here and here,
or just have the entire team search the entire ship. Like, don't spend it. Yeah.
Gotcha. And I think it was a little bit my fault because I was the science guy, so I was just trying to get all of the science. The team was just like, we'll just sit here and make sure nothing eats you. I was like, okay,
that's fine.
And you all survived up until the end because nobody could have snuck up on you. Like Lopez was the only one who was immortal, and she was trying to hide that fact and just try and get off the oil rig while concealing her immortality.
Gotcha.
And so she would have actually helped you. If you hadn't have shot her in the back.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't really feel bad about it though, sadly enough.
No, I had tons of fun. It was just more like a
Yeah.
Like, this is really fun, but also like, how the fuck would you run a Delta Green campaign? Because it would just be like, all right, new character sheet, let's go.
Well, yeah. Also, this is obviously a high lethality scenario because there's very few ways to get away, and that kind of thing. So
I also like the way that one character becomes the next. So like you wouldn't have to continue the characters. It's just the characters who survive the first scenario become the things you hunt in the second scenario.
yeah, that's a very common Delta Green
Gotcha.
theme.
Hey,
Yeah, that happens in the fiction too. Yeah.
how open is Delta Green to having an unkillable agent?
Not very.
Shit.
The problem is, I mean, they've had ghoul agents, and the problem is they become more problematic than the things that they solve. You know, how do they know they're actually going to be on the same side? Like, if it's not human anymore, how do you know it's actually helping you instead of manipulating you to serve its ends?
Fair enough. He would still try.
Yeah, no, he could try, but that's like it also depends on what group of the Delta Green. Some Delta Green agents are more open to using mythos shit than others.
Yeah.
So there would be some to be like, yeah, you're immortal, great, let's keep throwing you at shit. And give the but others would be like, no, let's just bury you alive in concrete. Yeah, you know, put you in Yucca Mountain. You know,
Some IGen shit.
I
yeah.
have a strong worth ethic.
So yeah, the only comment I guess I would have for this scenario is just to. I know you had a lot of like little opportunities, like people knocking on the door, being like, "You want to come do something else outside this room?"
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe something more forceful, like the power gets lost in the lab and they have to go somewhere else to like.
Yeah.
Leave the lab.
Yeah.
Well, it's also part of Delta Green's aesthetic is that it
Yeah.
is like a hard mode investigation. The idea is to let you dig your own hole.
Basically,
And
yeah.
so like there are scenarios where you can do standard investigative things and you die because you do that. Like in the first 10 minutes, you can get yourself killed because you did something sufficiently not paranoid enough, you know, Artifact Zero, for example. So that's because I was running Delta Green specifically. I'd be more forgiving in the standard horror scenario, but like Delta Green is always like shit's fucked.
No, I definitely like because that's the exact feeling my character had. Like right after the bullets started flying, he was just like, you know what? No one's getting off this alive at all.
That's my fault, mostly.
Yeah, if you hadn't shot the two doctors that could have helped you, Dr. Burke and and Lopez, you could have probably gotten off alive. And they like Lopez would have let you destroy all the research. She doesn't. In fact, that she would have helped you destroy all the research because that conceals her immortality.
That was my own paranoia. I thought they were all some kind of mythos sorcerers trying to manipulate us in my own.
Yeah, and that's part of the other Delta Greens who you trust, and like you, and like that's the thing, and so it's designed to be a hard thing. So don't feel bad. I mean, you still like stop the research, you know, and you become a future threat. So it's very Delta Green. So it was the most Delta Green anything could have been.
I think my favorite moment though was when my character had that like large loss of sand, and had to like fight, flight, or freeze, and I was just like fight the rat. Just
punch that rat.
I'm probably gonna have that immortal rat come back some more. So,
I have specifically watched for a Delta Green or another Eclipse Phase scenario playing because this is the kind of aesthetic I enjoy that I don't in my own home games. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Cool. Yeah, the set piece itself is really, really interesting.
Yeah.
I love the idea of the oil rig and like the boat that's docked on it. It's like the confined space and the isolation definitely made me want to be like triple as cautious as I would have been otherwise. So that's definitely part of why I agreed to sit still for so long. But like the setting itself is super, super tight and feels very fresh. So I do like that.
It's kind of a real world alien.
Yeah, you guys didn't even. I didn't feel necessary to. I had the monster statted out, and it would have fucked you up. But I didn't even feel necessary to throw it at you because you're like, oh god, what do we do? What do we do? So had you been more proactive and like explored more and be like, yeah, no, the monster comes out now. Fuck up. You know, like, so yeah, no, you would have been screwed either way. So don't feel bad. But there was a chance you could have made it off, but then you wouldn't have totally destroyed everything. So because Lopez or Burke would have made it out.
Right.
And there you go. So, anyways, I'll stop the broadcast now. Thank you for listening. Be sure to support the RPPR Patreon, patreon.com/RPPR. If you want to be able to play games like this, we run multiple games every month. And there's lots of other bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun stuff. So, thank you for listening. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Sweet.